19-year-old student Selena Bell is suing her ex-boyfriend, 21-year-old computer technician DJ Fisher, for having her falsely committed to a mental hospital. DJ says he was concerned about her safety.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 580 on the calendar in the matter of Bell versus Fisher. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, please.
Miss Bell, Mr. Fisher was your boyfriend. You're not together anymore, and according to your complaint, he maliciously called the police, told them that you were threatening suicide. They came to your house, they took you to the hospital. You were later released, but you want him to pay the medical bill.
All right.
Mr. Fisher says he was worried, right?
Yes.
Okay. First tell me, when had you been dating? Over what period of time?
From May of 2002 through December.
And when was this telephone call made to the police?
On August 29th.
August 29th of 02?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
That night, Gerald and I had gotten together and we were talking about a previous case. And
Previous case of what?
Domestic violence.
What previous case of domestic violence?
The week before, he had thrown a bottle at my car and damaged it, and I made a report to the police.
So you'd had a fight the week before?
It wasn't a fight.
Were you in the car when he threw something at the car?
I was driving away from him, and he was upset, and he threw the bottle. The night of this incident, he was upset that I had done all that, so he tried to bribe me.
You mean he was upset that you would call the police?
Yes. And he was
Where were you when you were having this discussion?
We were at my apartment.
Had you gone out for the evening?
No.
Did you have a date with him that night?
No, we got together that night just to discuss the situation.
Tell me about the discussion.
Through the discussion, he was trying to bribe me into dropping the domestic violence case, and he was telling me that his mother had called the police on me and told them that I had driven through his yard.
Did the police ever come to see you about those calls that were made by his mother?
No, ma'am.
So you don't know anything about it?
That's the only thing I know from what he told me.
And then you called the police on him because he threw a bottle at your car. Did he damage your car?
Yes.
Got together to talk about this incident, and then what happened?
Then I told him that since I hadn't been contacted by the police, I would only want to talk to him after they do and go through court with that. So he was upset he couldn't get another response out of me, and I asked him, are you ready to go home? So I drove him home. And on the way there, it was quiet at first, and then he started telling me, oh, you're nothing without me. You may as well go kill yourself. And so I stopped the car, and I made him get out.
How far away from his house did you make him get out?
Oh, gosh. It was about halfway there.
And about how far away was that from his house?
7 blocks.
Excuse me?
7 blocks.
7 blocks. Thank you very much. Okay, so you let him out, and what's the next thing that happened to you when you got home, Miss Bell?
Before I went to bed, I received a phone call from a dispatcher saying that someone had called on me and that the police would be on their way.
Someone had called on you about what?
A concern that they had had. She didn't exactly explain it to me over the phone.
Okay. Go ahead.
And she told me that also that the police were on their way and that they couldn't find the apartment number.
And the police did arrive?
Yes, they did.
When the police arrived at your apartment, what happened?
They questioned me about the incident in the car. And
in the car, you mean when you dropped him off?
Yes. And I told them everything that happened. And they went ahead and told me that I could either go willingly or I could go forcibly, and I decided to go willingly with them to get evaluated by a doctor because I knew I was fine and I just knew that they would release me. But
and did they?
Yes.
And then you got a bill from the doctor?
Yes.
Can I see the reports that you have from the hospital where you were taken? Thank you. Miss Bell, you admit to the doctor that you did say to him, when he said to you, you're worthless, you're nothing, you admit to the doctor that you said, fine, I'll just go ahead and overdose on ecstasy, that's what you said to him.
Yes.
But you didn't mean it.
I didn't say it to him.
Yes, you did. You told the doctor that you said it to him. The patient admits to the suicide statement of, I will overdose on ecstasy. The doctor has no reason to lie about that.
Yes.
Good. Did he ever choke you to the point of blacking out?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
When was that? Just a second.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It was in June.
Where?
In my apartment.
Say he also hit you many times and you have a scar. Did he do that?
Yes.
Did you ever contact the police about that?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I never even thought about it.
Did you do any of those things, Mr. Fisher?
Yes, we did have a once or twice two physical conflicts.
Why did you do that, Mr. Fisher?
Okay, first and foremost, Miss Selena Bell is the type of person where she can talk to you at one point and she will drive you to do another. I mean, I am the type of person, I am cool, calm, collected.
Why'd you hit her?
Why? We're in a relationship and she brought other people into a relationship, basically disrespected me and cheating on me, so I got basically fed up with it.
And you hit her?
Yes.
What about the choking her?
I believe we were playing at that time, and as far as yes, as far as the hitting, I hit her in the shoulder, and as far as the choking, she never did black out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm somebody that if you feel as if has trotted on your manhood, you just have to stand there and take it and not use your hands. Do we understand each other, Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Good!
And later today,
The boyfriends took some stuff from their apartment?
Without my knowledge, yes.
But he got into the apartment with your knowledge.
Yes.
So you helped them. They were being nice to you. And
Selena Bell claims ex-boyfriend DJ Fisher had her falsely committed to a mental institution. DJ claims she threatened to overdose on ecstasy.
how long did you stay in the hospital, Miss Bell?
Overnight.
And then you were released the next day?
Yes, ma'am.
And your total medical bills was $782, is
Yes.
that right? Okay, Mr. Fisher, to you. You want to tell me what happened on August 29th?
Yes, situation was me and my
Just look at me, look at me.
Okay. Me and Miss...
Go like this.
All right. Me and Miss Bell had arguments. She didn't see my side of the story, and I didn't see her side of the story. She asked if I wanted to go home. I said, yes, please. As she was taking me home, she stopped and called a friend of hers and asked for some ecstasy pills. While I was still in the car, I felt that was disrespect. So I called her out of her name, called her the B word.
We called her a name. Okay.
She asked me to basically get out the car and walk because she was going to overdose on ecstasy and commit suicide. So I ran to a friend of mine's house who was also a minister at my church, knocked on his door. He wasn't home or didn't answer his door. From his house, I ran all the way home, sprinted home. That's a while. I called the police and was like, you know, my girlfriend's going to kill herself, you know, commit suicide because she has had a history of ecstasy in the past. They basically went to her apartment and basically took custody of her and flattened her tires and whatnot and took her to the mental hospital. From there, I believe that's where the hospital bill came in at. So me, myself, I was just looking out for her because we were in a relationship.
And you cared about her.
Yeah, of course.
So you had a terrible concern for her.
Yeah,
Is that right?
just like anyone else.
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Fisher. You had sufficient concern for her that, let us say, you were together and she made this statement to you, you would have taken her to the hospital yourself if you were driving, right?
Out of respect, I got out of her car because she made me.
Not just pay attention to what I'm saying. Don't try to think of where I'm going, Mr. Fisher, because you're not smart enough. Do you understand? Do you understand? You're not smart enough.
Okay.
Okay. If you had been together in the car and your girlfriend, who you cared a lot about, which is why you ran home and got all out of breath, but if you were in the car together and she made this statement, you would have taken her right to an emergency room yourself, right?
Yes.
And since Miss Bell didn't have insurance, you would have said, you have to take care of her. I'll pay, right?
You said
Right.
I'll pay?
Yeah, sure. You were that concerned.
I don't care about it like that, but
You don't? Well, that's what I want to know, Mr. Fisher. That's what I'm trying to figure out, sir.
as far as...
If you... I'm speaking.
Okay.
You may be able to interrupt them, but you don't interrupt me.
All right.
Because I'm entitled to disrespect you if you deserve it.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes.
And you can't do anything about it except whine. We understand each other, Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
I'm somebody that if you feel as if has trotted on your manhood, you just have to stand there and take it and not use your hands. Do we understand each other, Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Good. Now, so my question to you is, you cared about her enough to call the police and have the police go to her house, but you didn't care enough about her that if you were together and somebody said you have to pay to admit her to the hospital, you wouldn't pay for her, right?
I mean, that's her own thing. If she wants to, I ain't got nothing to do with me anymore.
Well, if it had nothing to do with you, then what did you call the police for, Mr. Fisher?
I felt like that's the only way out, or way to the situation I had.
Did it have anything to do with the fact that she had called the police a couple of weeks earlier on you?
No, it didn't.
No. You were genuinely concerned?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Miss Bell, back to you, madam. This incident happened, according to you, on the 29th of August. And according to you, you and the defendant were boyfriend and girlfriend from May of 2002 until December of 2002. Is that right?
We were on and off.
On and off means that you were together until December of 2002. Is that right?
Correct.
And why are you here today, madam?
Because I felt like he did this out of retaliation.
Then you should have sued him in September, October, November,
Kept
December.
telling me he was going to help pay for it.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Well, tell me about that, Miss Bell. That's different.
I would bring it up, tell him that, you know, I just got released from active duty in the military, and, you know, I got released because of this incident. You know, I was security forces, and they don't want me being armed because of this suicidal situation.
Excuse me. May I interrupt, please?
No.
All right.
Would you just get to when he said he would pay the bill?
He would say it a number of times during our relationship.
Okay. You don't have a case for two reasons. First of all, because you did, in fact, make the statement to him, I'm going to kill myself with ecstasy. You acknowledged that statement to the doctor who examined you. But second, and most important, is that you continued a relationship with him for 4 months after this incident. 4 months. And if you honestly believe that he had called the police to be vindictive, to be vicious, then I don't see why a normal person would continue a relationship in any event. For both of those reasons, I'm dismissing your case. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was concerned for her safety. I mean, we were together. Anybody in a relationship would basically support each other.
I'm tired of people messing up my credit, and that's all he was after, is trying to ruin me.
I really don't know why I'm going through this situation, but I'll be all right.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Detweiler versus Davison, step forward, please.
23-year-old student Miranda Detweiler is suing her former friend, 21-year-old stagehand Sandra Davison, for the return of her belongings. Sandra is countersuing for rent and stolen property.
Miss Detweiler, when were you in rehab?
July of 2002.
For how long?
21 days.
What kind of substances were you abusing?
Heroin and other things.
Was it a court-ordered rehab?
No.
When you got out in August,
Yes.
did you go for follow-up treatment?
Yes.
What kind of treatment?
I'm still going to outpatient therapy, and I have a caseworker, and I go to counseling.
Take methadone?
No, I take Paxil.
According to your complaint, when you got out of rehab, you needed a place to stay. Miss Davidson and her husband, is this your husband, boyfriend?
Ex-boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend, invited you to come and stay with them.
Yes.
I assume she was a good friend of yours.
Yes.
According to Miss Davidson, there were a couple of conditions for that, and one of the conditions was that you stay away from the ex-boyfriend. Is that right?
Yes.
And get yourself together. There came a time when Miss Davidson told you to leave. She put you out of the house, and you claim she kept some of your property and has not returned your property.
Yes.
Ms. Davidson said you had ample opportunity to take all of your property. She doesn't have any of your property, and she's counterclaiming because she says either you or your boyfriend stole some stuff from her house, and you never paid rent as you had agreed to pay when you moved in.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Miranda Detweiler claims former friend Sandra Davison won't return her belongings. Sandra claims Miranda's ex-boyfriend stole her property and sold it for drugs.
How long did she stay with you?
For about 7 months.
What was the rent agreement?
$50 a week for the whole time she was there.
Was she working when she got out of rehab?
No, ma'am.
So how did you expect her to pay $50 a week?
She was expected to try and find a job to the best of her ability.
So you didn't expect her to pay rent until she found the job?
Yeah.
All right, let's get the whole thing together. When did she finally find a job?
And beginning of December?
So from August until December, she wasn't working?
No.
So how was she going to pay you rent? Right. So that takes care of the rent. You didn't tell her to leave in August, September, October, November, did you?
No, I didn't want to see her go back on the streets and...
Good. I assume that, but for the fact that she filed this lawsuit, you wouldn't have filed a counterclaim for the rent. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So spend my time and energy on things that are important. What kind of things did she steal from your apartment?
She didn't steal it. She had her boyfriend at the time. She snuck him into the house, and he removed property from us and...
Like what?
Sold it. $900 bass guitar, $150 worth of DVDs, and a $350 PlayStation 2, and sold it for drugs.
When did the boyfriend get out of jail?
I'm not exactly sure.
When did he get out of jail?
A week before Christmas of that year, 2002.
Oh.
This stuff was stolen.
Shh. Week before Christmas.
Yes.
When did he go into jail?
July.
When was your stuff stolen?
January of 2002.
So is what you're telling me before she moved into your apartment, before she was in rehab, she had let somebody in a year before?
No, it was the same year. Her and her boyfriend got kicked out of their apartment, so we told them that they could stay with us. She had a job, she was paying rent, $50 a week, and the boyfriend was supposed to be getting a job. During that time, we gave him a month, and he never got a job, so we told him we wanted him to leave. She was still paying, she was allowed to stay, but we didn't want him around because we knew he was still using drugs. She snuck him into the house numerous times, and once we found out about it, we told her to leave.
Is that right? Just answer the question. Is that right?
Not exactly true.
Close.
Okay.
Was it close?
Close.
The boyfriends took some stuff from their apartment?
Without my knowledge, yes.
He may have taken it without your knowledge, but he got into the apartment with your knowledge.
Yes.
So you helped them. They were being nice to you, and they got kicked in the teeth.
What is not mentioned is that they were friends long before that I met him. He used to live with them at their old apartment.
They put him out. You let him back in. If he took their property and sold it, you're as responsible. Now, what are you kvetching about things that these people didn't return to you?
I have a list of things that she kept of mine. She destroyed a lot of my stuff. She peed on my shoes.
Go ahead.
So there's so many things in here that they're just broken. She took all my liquid stuff and poured it all over my clothes. There was an open beer in my clothes. There was just a lot of, like, all my good stuff she kept. Like my blades and...
What did you do about reimbursing her for all the stuff your boyfriend had stolen?
It's not like it's just my boyfriend. I'm the one who told her about it. She wouldn't have even known I stole it. He stole it. I'm the one who told him he stole it.
What did you do about paying her back for all the stuff that your boyfriend stole with your help?
I shouldn't have to.
Why not?
Because it's not my fault.
Sure it is, honey. Oh, yes, it is. It's your fault. You let him in.
He was staying there.
No, they had put him out. They had put him out. They told you you could stay because you were paying rent, but he was still using, so he was out. And then he went back to jail, right?
Yes.
So they were right to put him out.
Yes.
Ms. Detweiler, I wouldn't complain if I were you. Listen, classic example of no good deed goes unpunished. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes.
You're not going to get the value of your stuff back, but I certainly are not going to even listen to the nonsense about somebody spilling a bottle of shampoo in her stuff. Goodbye.
Yeah, this is case number 506 on the calendar in the matter of Ratzman versus Schlief. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Mrs. Ratzman, the defendant is your brother, and it is your claim that he owes you money for a check that you cashed for him some time ago. And then the check that he had given you turned out to be something that you couldn't cash. You're going to explain that to me. He says that, I think your defense is, and I wasn't quite clear, is that you actually paid her back in cash.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. When and under what circumstances did you cash this check for him?
He had gotten a check from his job, and he asked me if I would cash the check for him. He'll give me the check when he comes home. It was a corporate check to him, but it was supposed to go into his business account. He owned a business at the time.
Who was the check made out to?
Glenn G. Schlief Roofing.
Was that your company, Mr. Schlief?
It was GS Contracting, my company, yes.
Who was the check from?
From and Sons.
What had they given you the check for?
I had done a job for them, a roofing job.
The check was exactly for $5,000?
I'm not too sure, Your Honor. I believe so.
What do you mean you believe so?
Because I had a business. I had numerous amount of checks. It was, I believe it was $5,000, could have been $4,800. I'm not exactly positive.
How much was the check for?
$5,000.
Even?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Now, tell me under what circumstances you got possession of this check.
He was at work, and he called my sister-in-law, his wife, and he said he got the check, and if I could please go down to the bank and withdraw the money, and when he comes home, he will give me the check.
So he didn't speak to you, he spoke to his wife?
Yes.
And you went with his wife to your bank and withdrew $5,000 from your bank?
Yes.
In cash?
Yes.
Show me the withdrawal of $5,000.
Well, I had to write a check, you know, my check to cash, and I have just from the statement.
Can I see it, please? What date was it that you withdrew the $5,000?
I'm not too sure. It was in the month of December.
Okay. And who did you give the money to?
My brother.
When?
Later on that evening in his bedroom.
So far, is that correct, sir?
Yes.
So you got the money.
Yes.
And what did you do with the check to GS Contracting?
Well, what happened was my check, I couldn't put into my bank because I didn't have enough funds for it to clear. This is how it came about.
Did you give her the check?
No. I didn't give it to her.
Did your wife give it to her?
Yes.
What, are you playing games with me?
I don't know what you mean.
If I said, did you give her the check, and you said no, if I didn't ask the next question, did your wife give her the check, you would have just left it at a no. So I said, are you playing games with me, sir?
No, I'm not playing
Don't
games.
play games with
I'm
me.
not
I don't
playing
like
games.
it. I don't
I'm
have.
I'm
not here to tolerate.
I'm not here to play games.
Listen to me. Don't try to talk over me, sir.
Okay.
Good.
Sorry.
So your wife gave her the check, right?
Yes.
And you endorsed the check?
Yes.
And you went to the bank with the check?
I went to the bank with his wife and the check. I went into the bank, and the lady said to me, I'm sorry, ma'am, you cannot deposit this check in your account. This is a business check. It needs to go into the business account of this company. And I gave Patty back the check. She told me when it clears, she'll pay me back some money.
So then you got back the check?
Yes.
And what did you do with it?
It was reinstated into my bank account.
Into your business account?
Yes, business account. So I waited the 7-8 days to pay her back.
What kind of work do you do, Miss Rotzman?
I'm a stay-at-home mother right now.
How old are your children?
2, 3, and 11.
Is your husband employed?
Not right now.
Does he live at home with you?
Not at the moment.
You have 3 children.
Yes.
2, 3, and 11. You're unemployed. Your husband's unemployed. Who supports you?
Well,
Her husband's in jail. Sorry.
For what?
he got a possession charge
Possession of what?
of drugs.
Is this the first time he's in jail?
Second, I was not with him the first time.
Where do you get your money from?
I get only food stamps from the state, and that's really about it. My power has been paid up for the next 6 months. I charge things on charge cards to cover till my husband comes home.
You ever been arrested?
Have I? Yes.
What?
A DWI years ago, and
What else? Mr. Schleif, what else has your sister been arrested for?
She's been arrested for fraud, DWI, gun possession, stealing, and for drugs.
And what about you?
What about me? I was arrested for DWI and 1 assault charge. And this is 12 years ago, Your Honor.
What about your sister?
The last time with her, I believe it was last year when she came to my house. That's why she came to live with me, because her husband was incarcerated.
And what about her?
She had nowhere to go. They sold the house, and I got a phone call from where she was staying. The lady she was with, they cut her tires. There was a problem. She's lived with me for the past 15 years. I've seen her on a basement stairwell. I thought she was dead. I had word that she was out doing her thing for 2 days in a row. The kids were left home alone. I took her in for her and more or less the 3 babies.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
my brother would threaten me. After I gave him money, he would sing and dance with his friends in his garage all night long, tormenting me. Sucker, sucker, thanks for the money.
And later today,
Did you send them birthday presents this past year?
No.
Did you send him Christmas presents this past year?
No.
Did you write him every week and say, I love you?
No.
So don't give me any excuses.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Rotzman claims her brother Glenn Schlief borrowed $5,000 and won't pay her back.
Okay. How long did she live with you, with her children?
Did she live with me with her children? She lived with me from October 2001 to April 2002. That was the recent, that's now.
Your Honor, that's not true.
How long did you live with him?
I stood with him, but I stayed in a camper. I had my camper on his property. I lived in the camper. I came in his house to shower, cook a little bit. While I was at his home, because I sold my home, I shelled out so much money to him and his wife. If I wasn't there, they wouldn't even have food. My brother would threaten me, if you do not give me money, I'm going to drag your camp in the next door parking lot. That's what he would say to me. After I gave him money, he would sing and dance with his friends in his garage all night long, tormenting me, sucker, sucker, thanks for the money, and go on and on. And I was never arrested for drugs. My husband was. I was there, but I was never charged with nothing. And I was just waiting to be legally released to North Carolina with the home I bought by my in-laws.
Mm-hmm. What about the fraud charge?
I never had no fraud charges. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Now, you say you paid your sister back.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about it.
When this check came about, Your Honor, like I said, I had a business for a year. At the time, I was doing a lot of sub work for a major company. I would get a check from them. The accounts, I didn't have enough money.
I understand what you did.
When the check cleared, I returned her back her money that she lent me. She's doing this to me because when her husband was incarcerated, somewhere along the line, she spent about 30 grand, and she needs to tell her husband an excuse trying to pin it on to me. This is where this comes from. I paid her back her loan. I never thought I would be in a courtroom, or yes, Your Honor, I would have had papers signed. This is how it came about.
When did you pay her back?
It was December or January. I don't have the exact date.
Of 2000 what?
On 2000,
Two.
2000, yes.
2002, because she cashed this check for you in December of 2001. During what month, Miss Rotzman, did you move your camper off your brother's property?
I didn't move the camper from there. When I went down to North Carolina, the camper was left there.
Was that in April of 2002? What month?
May.
Just shh. You moved in May of 2002?
To North Carolina.
May of 2002, you moved to North Carolina. So you were living on the same property with your brother December, is that right?
Yes.
January, February, March, is that right?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
Until May?
Yes.
And nothing about this $5,000. Didn't sue him in January, February, March, April for the return of this money.
He told me he was going to give it to me in May. Then after that, it was excuse after excuse after excuse.
All right.
I have this letter from his wife that she sent me.
I don't see letters from his wife. No, the letters from his wife,
Your
I'm not
Honor.
listening
It's got
to you.
his name
May I
inside
show
of
you
it.
this? There's a letter that my darling sister sent me. You can see
That
the
I'll
true
read.
sister.
Letter from a party, I'll read.
Thank you.
Letter from a wife, I'm not reading.
May I say something?
Shh. What does she want $40 a month for?
That's right. Your Honor, that was my son, Christopher. I had bought him a car for $4,000. The transmission, he blew up. He was afraid that I would find out, thinking he was beating on the car for a first car. He went to my sister, asked her if she could charge it on her charge card, so Dad wouldn't find out because he knew I would get mad. That $40, my son, Chris, hasn't paid her back. So that's the money, the $40 now she wants from me.
Well, how much was it to fix the transmission?
The transmission was, I believe, $500 or $600.
And $500 for your van, too, I paid.
When was that?
Sometime when I was living there.
No. Tell me when. When did you pay for his son's transmission?
When I was there, I don't know.
You weren't there that long. Look at me. You weren't there that long.
What was it, January or February of 2002? His car I paid for, and his son's.
Just a second. And when did you pay for his car?
The same day, same month. On my American
January or
Express.
February?
Yes.
January, after you had given the wife the $5,000.
Oh, yes. He threatened me all the time.
I don't believe you.
Yep.
I don't believe you. I just don't believe you.
You're right.
Shh. Quiet.
Sorry.
Now, I don't believe that you gave him $5,000 in cash. I'm not sure if I believe that to begin with. Let us say I believe it. Let's say I believe that you gave him $5,000 because he was going to give you a check, and that the business check couldn't go into your private account. So he deposited the check into his business account. He had money in there in January and February to give you the money back. That's clear because I've looked at his bank statements. It doesn't make sense that if he owed you $5,000 from December, that you would continue to put money for him and his child on your American Express.
The child paid me back.
Well, if the child paid you back and you say you put money for his car on your American Express, maybe that's what you're talking about, the $40 a month. But it doesn't make sense that if he owed you $5,000, you would, after that, without getting paid for it, put additional monies on your credit card for him. It doesn't make sense. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Thank you. Parties are excused. You may step out.
When you lend people money, they should pay you back.
I've helped her for the last 15 years when she was in need.
He didn't help me out. He made me poor.
I think she did that on her own.
I'm poor. I'm broke.
When you're a nice guy, you finish last.
I have no hard feelings. It's done. It's over.
I have no hard feelings. I hope she, is okay with it. I am.
What are you going to do? He's still my brother.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Donaldson versus Orndorff. Step forward, please.
27-year-old warehouse stocker Samantha Donaldson is suing the father of her child, 28-year-old auto technician Gary Orndorff Jr., for state child support, while both of them were in prison.
Miss Donaldson, you and the defendant have a child together. You were
Yes,
never
ma'am.
married, is that right?
No.
How old is the child?
He's 9 years old.
There was a time in the past couple of years that you found yourself incarcerated, and at the same time that you were incarcerated, the defendant was incarcerated, correct?
Correct, ma'am.
And while you were in jail, you sent your son to live with your mother in Kansas. The two of you had been in Pennsylvania at the time. When you were released from jail, you spent about a year in jail, according to what I read. Sometime later, the state of Kansas sued you for support for the child because when your mother took your son, she needed financial assistance and she applied for welfare. So the state of Kansas came against you for about $2,000. And you want the defendant to pay for half of that because they are garnishing your wages. That's what the case is about.
Yes, Your Honor.
Simple.
Yes.
So you, sir, tell me why you should not be responsible for half.
Because she took my son without my consent to Kansas and put him on assistance. And I don't feel I should have to pay that amount because I pay monthly child support to her now, currently.
I'm not talking about currently. I'm not talking currently. We're talking back in '95.
Well, since in '98, since I got out, up till now, I'm paying support. And my state says I should not have to pay the amount when I was incarcerated. And that's why I'm here today with you.
Well, show me where Kansas says you don't have to pay it.
I don't have that, Your Honor.
Well, I would like to see that. That would be important.
It says my payments were suspended when I was incarcerated.
Listen to me. Your child support payments to her were suspended while you were in jail,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Because you couldn't make license plates fast enough. But now we have a situation where the state, the government, taxpayers, like Bird here, is a taxpayer, is paying for your son while you are in jail for doing a bad thing. Understand?
Yeah.
Bird has his own children. They're very expensive. He doesn't want to pay for your child. So the state of Kansas says when you two people get out of jail, you're going to have to make enough money to pay us back, even if it takes you 10 years to pay us back for what we spent, for what Bird spent, supporting your child while you were in jail. Is that better? Do you understand that?
I understand it.
Okay. So as between Bird and you, who do you think should support your son?
I think I should support it, and I do.
There you go. That's a start.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Okay. Is your son living with you now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you see him?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Why not?
Because she makes it difficult. Because she lives in Kansas, and she has no contact with me.
What efforts have you made to see your son?
I went on vacation 2 years ago, and she called my dad to take him. She didn't consult me. She consulted my dad about taking him, and that's the only time I had to see him.
Your Honor, I had to play detective to get a hold of him. I have no way of contacting him. I had no address, no telephone number, nothing. So I have to go through his father.
Okay. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, any parent that doesn't spend every waking hour making attempts to visit with the child, to see a child, isn't worth very much as a parent. That's up to you, sir. If you wanted to see your son, you know you can do it.
I would like to see my son, Your Honor.
Then you know you can do it. You go to court in Kansas and you say, listen, I would just like an opportunity to see my son. Do you know where he lives?
Yeah, somewhat.
You have an address?
No, I don't. Personally, I don't.
Does your father have an address?
Yes, my daughter.
All right, so if your father has an address, you have an address. Did you send him birthday presents this past year?
No.
Did you send him Christmas presents this past year?
No.
Did you write him every week and say, I love you?
No.
So don't give me any excuses. All right, that's not making any effort at all. See, she's making it difficult? That's not difficult. It's not difficult to go into a toy store, to go into a clothing store and say, it's Christmas, I'm thinking about you, it's your birthday, I'm thinking about you. Is that right?
Right.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. Be responsible. Goodbye.
Yeah, this is case number 529 on the calendar in the matter of Bacon versus Allberg. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Bacon, this is a pretty confusing case for me, so let me try to understand it. Mr. Ohlberg used to be your boyfriend, and do you have a child together?
Yes, we do.
A couple of years ago, you claimed that he deposited a check for $4,000 into your checking account.
Actually, for $4,500.
$4,500. Without your permission.
Or knowledge, that's correct.
Then he told you about it, and he said, well, I did it already, and I'm sorry, whatever he said. Could you take out the money for me? And you said, okay. And you went to the bank, and you withdrew $4,000 of the $4,500 and gave it to Mr. Ohlberg.
Yes.
Then you say that you were notified that this check that he deposited never cleared.
Yeah, that's true.
So you want the $4,000 back.
Exactly.
I don't know what he says. I read his answer, and I'm not exactly sure what he says. But I have a few questions for you. On what date did he deposit this check in your account?
I'm not sure the date. The date on the check was February 14th.
Well, your bank statement would show you on what date he deposited it in your account.
Yes, I don't have that with me. I do have a copy of the check that was deposited, though.
How much money did you pay back to the bank?
I paid them back $600, and I have a receipt for that.
Let me see it.
Also attached to this is the letter from the bank stating what the unpaid balance is.
I don't care what the letter from the bank is. We're talking 2.5 years ago. Let the bank go after him. I don't understand why you're here looking for $4,000. He didn't take $4,000 of your money. He took $4,000 of the bank's money.
Right, but because I withdrew the money, the bank is charging me for the money.
So you paid $600, right? And you paid this 2 years ago. And you've paid nothing since.
No, actually, that was before I knew it was forgery.
Ms. Bacon, did you go to the police?
Yes, I did. As soon as I found other checks that had been written out to me.
Yes, and what did the police do?
The police took a report, and I went back to the police a few months ago, and they said that there was never anything going to be done about it because they don't have the manpower to take care of a low-priority crime.
Sir, listen to me. You better get in touch with this bank and pay the money. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Uncross your legs, take your hands off the desk, and stand up and take the smile off your face. You gave her a bad check. Why?
I didn't realize it was bad at the time.
Yes, you did. Sure you did. Of course you did. Of course you knew it was a bad check. You ever been arrested?
I have, yes.
When was the last time you were arrested?
That would have been last year.
For what?
It was for theft.
Theft of what?
Credit card.
Has that case been resolved?
It has.
Whose credit card did you steal?
Oh, it was a gentleman.
Where did you steal it from?
Bellingham, Washington.
That's a place.
Yes.
Where did you steal it from on his person?
Actually, I did not steal it from his person. There was another person involved that actually gave the credit card to me.
And what did you do with the credit card?
I actually withdrew money out of the bank with it.
Really? So this is something that you know how to do, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you given probation for that case?
I was.
That's unfortunate. Maybe you won't be so lucky this time. You see, her problem is that I'm not satisfied that this money is going to find its way to the bank. Because the last communication she's had with the bank was 2 years ago. They've probably written this off as a bad debt.
It isn't my credit.
It's probably been written off as a bad debt, right?
Yes.
Of course.
I would like paid. And I haven't been able to have a checking account since this time.
Well, the question is, any check that is made would have to be made directly to the bank. Good. Now, Mr. Olberg, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to tell me why I should not order a check by you to Washington Mutual Bank for the amount of $4,083.
Okay, I admit writing the check. I wrote the check. That's not what I... Now, what the money was used for is what I'm debating. She has an entire house full of furniture that was paid for with that money, plus she had $800 to $1,000 given to her in cash.
Oh, that's interesting, Miss Bacon. Did you use any of this money, any of this $4,000 to purchase furniture for your home?
No, I did not.
Tell me how that happened, Mr. Olberg.
We both went shopping for the furniture. We were living together at the time, and she has an entire house full of furniture that was paid with that money. Bed, couches, end tables, dining room table, etc.
Actually, I have a number of addresses for Mr. Olberg, and he also, when he was arrested, I came to find out that he had been using my address for...
You're not going to deflect what he just said. He says that this $4,000 was used and you purchased things with the $4,000 that you are currently using or did use in 2000. Is that true?
I did not. He did buy some furniture, but I had no idea where the money came from, and if it was from that check.
Okay. Now, you were notified by the bank practically immediately. Is that right?
It was over a month later. And in regard to that furniture, I told him, regardless of where the money came from, that I would be more than happy to let him have the furniture back because I didn't want any problems with the bank.
No.
That I didn't want any responsibility.
No. Why didn't you
with
sell
that.
the furniture?
I tried to. The furniture he bought from a furniture store that was going out of business. It wasn't quality furniture, and I could not sell it. I've tried at a number of garage sales to sell it.
Miss Bacon, what you're saying to me is that you want both this debt cleared up and you knew a month later that there was a problem with this check. That's not to say that he's not wrong, 100% wrong. He should be prosecuted and he should be in jail. Because I know of 2 instances now where he's committed fraud. One that he was arrested for and convicted of, and one today. And I've only known him for 5 minutes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He's been on the run. He's been in jail.
Actually, I spent a prison sentence.
How long?
4.5 years.
That must have been some burglary.
Actually, it was quite a few counts, yes.
And later today,
The right way is to put it behind these barriers so that it won't roll off the sidewalk into somebody's car.
I've seen other people put their carts on the sidewalk. I didn't think it was against the law to leave
Do you
your car
see
on
these
the
people
sidewalk.
laughing at you? They're laughing at you.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Susan Bacon says, unbeknownst to her, ex-boyfriend Paul Olberg deposited a phony check into her account. Susan says Paul then had her withdraw the money.
Okay. So the chances are that he's done this his whole life and that there are probably 100 other instances where he's committed similar frauds and does similar things with checks, perpetrated fraud on other people. But you can't enjoy the fruits of this, which you did, and then come back and say, I want the help of the court. You have to do whatever you can to pay back the bank yourself, which includes selling the furniture. Did he give you cash?
The cash, he did not give me any cash ever.
How much cash did you give her, Mr. Olberg?
The end there, I gave her between $800 and $1,000.
What do you mean the end there? What does that mean, the end there?
Actually, towards the end, after we went shopping for the furniture. The furniture itself came to almost $1,800.
Right.
And that consisted of a queen-size bed, full
Don't
living
go
room
into
set.
it. $1,800. We have a lot more left. We have $2,200 left.
Right.
Go ahead.
And another $800 to $1,000 was given to her to pay bills, etc.
Yeah.
We were both living together at the time.
Well, then it wasn't given to her. You used it for paying bills if you were living together.
I did give it to her. I
don't care whether you gave it to her and she wrote the check. They were your bills.
They were not for my bills. She
Why?
did not pay my bills with the money.
You're talking about rent?
I have no idea what she did with the money, Your Honor.
Ooh, let's see.
We haven't been together since actually September of '97, and I have a
Miss
letter
Bacon,
from
I don't
our
believe
attorney.
that.
I have a letter from our attorney that we had at the time. when we
Yeah.
had a lawsuit
So what?
because of our recent separation.
Listen to me. You're trying to pull one over on me, madam.
No.
You were together in the year 2000 because in 2000 you went shopping for furniture. You just admitted that to me.
No, we have a child together, and he did me a favor as far as I knew. It wasn't a favor if he's doing this to my bank. He told me if I did anything about it, that he would say that I was in on the furniture, and when I knew nothing about it, I didn't know that anything was wrong with this money until I heard from the bank.
That was within a month. Now you're coming to court 3 years later. Tell me why.
Because a lot of the time during the last 3 years, he's been on the run, he's been missing, he's been in jail.
When was he in jail?
Currently, I don't even know
When
where he
was
lives.
he in jail?
Last May.
For how long?
I don't know. He was gone for 11 months before he called from jail.
He called for what?
I don't know why he called. We do have a daughter, but he apparently was in the same town for the whole 11 months and never called her.
Okay, Mr. Rollberg, $600 she gave to the bank, to their loss management department. That you owe her directly. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where are you working now, sir?
I'm actually laid off right now.
How are you supporting yourself?
Actually,
not an answer.
I've applied for unemployment.
Well, looks like you're eating okay. Who's feeding you?
I'm feeding myself.
From what?
Money I've saved.
Money you've saved from what?
From construction.
Actually, he doesn't pay any child support.
Just a second. Were you in jail for 11 months last year?
No, I was in jail for 2 months.
For what? Credit
For
card?
the theft, yes.
In the year 2001, were you incarcerated?
No.
2000.
No.
Prior to this past year, when were you incarcerated?
That would have been 10 years previous to that.
For what?
That would have been that was burglary.
How long were you in jail for burglary?
Actually, I spent a prison sentence for that.
How long?
4.5 years.
That must have been some burglary. That wasn't your first.
Actually, it was quite a few counts, yes.
Quite a few counts. That's sort of interesting. What do you mean quite a few counts?
There were 15 total.
There were 15 separate indictments, and they let you plead to one.
Actually, 3.
And when did you pick this winner? At what point in your life?
It was December of 1989.
So he had not been to jail yet?
He apparently had just been out of prison for about a year, but he didn't tell me that. I didn't know for quite a long time after we'd been together.
Okay.
Max?
You owe her $600, and you're going to get $3,400 in a check to Washington Mutual Loss Management Department. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Got it? Good. Thank you very much. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I had tried to work things out with him before.
She's got an entire household full of furniture that was paid with the money from the check. Now she's getting the check paid back.
He's the father of my child.
I think she got her cake and ate it too.
I have tried to maintain a friendship for her sake.
Well, as you get older, you grow more responsible.
I'm really glad to have this part of my life done, out of the way, put behind me, and go on.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Oaklander versus Young. Step forward, please.
Insurance claims agent Leah Oaklander is suing 29-year-old teacher Jennifer Young for allowing a shopping cart to hit her car. Jennifer says it was an act of God.
Had you been grocery shopping when this incident happened?
Yes, I was grocery shopping, and I made sure to place.
You were grocery shopping. You brought your groceries out. You had them in your car. The defendant was also grocery shopping that day?
Yes, Your Honor.
And she had all of her stuff in a basket. She took her stuff from the basket, loaded it in her car, and put the basket someplace. Is that right?
I put it back on the sidewalk where it belongs by the store.
No. You put it back someplace. You didn't put it back where it belonged because it rolled down and rolled into her car. Is that what happened?
Yes, and it caused.
Shot? Yes, that's it. Rolled into your car and caused damage.
Yes, it did.
And Miss Young says it's not her fault. Now, explain to me why it's not your fault. Go ahead.
Your Honor, I put the cart back on the sidewalk because this is a very prestigious organic food store. There is usually 1 to 2 workers who are there helping us load our groceries and remove the shopping cart, put it back into the store. There is not even a shopping cart receptacle in the parking lot. I did not leave the cart in the parking lot. I put it up on the sidewalk. It was no longer my cart. It stopped moving. I made sure it was not moving. I loaded my groceries. I got into the car. I was starting to leave when it happened. It was an act of God. I can't be responsible for the wind.
Yes, you can. because this has happened to everybody, and everybody knows that when you take a shopping cart, you take it from a place where it has been secured, and if you were at a very prestigious store, they're usually one inside the other, intertwined in such a way that they all don't roll. Now, if you take your shopping cart and merely put it up on the sidewalk, and then say, because I put it up on the sidewalk in a place where I was no longer in control of it, anything that happens to that shopping cart is not my fault anymore, that's what you're really saying.
I wasn't touching the cart.
You don't have to be touching the cart, madam. It was
cart.
your responsibility to see to it that this cart was in a spot where it was not on a hill, it was not on a roll, it would not jiggle down and hit somebody else's car. That's what you're supposed to do. That's responsible. Between the two of you, whose fault is it, yours or hers?
I believe it's an act of God. The cart is still on the sidewalk. I've never had to take it any farther than the sidewalk because that is where the workers remove the carts and put them inside the building. If there was a different protocol, I would have followed it. I acted responsibly, I left the cart there, and I did the right thing. But I think there's a difference between being nice and being taken advantage of.
I don't think that you did the right thing. I think that you did the thing that was most expedient for you. You know, how many people go into a shopping center and there is a place to put your carts? You know, those aisles that say replace carts here. And how many of us have seen people take their groceries out of the carts, put it into the trunks of their cars, and then, instead of putting the carts where they belong, just leaving them in between the cars and walking away? What happens if a second later a gust of wind comes and moves that cart so it hits another car?
Your Honor,
who's responsible?
The store is responsible at the moment that I've left the cart on the sidewalk.
Did I ask you a question?
No.
Then don't speak.
I wasn't speaking to you. I was speaking to Ms. Young.
You don't speak to anybody in a courtroom unless the judge asks you a question. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Bottom line, the store is not responsible. When people avoid responsibility, like you're avoiding responsibility, because what you're saying to me is the store should have had more cart employees out there to take my cart so I didn't have to put it in a place where it was secure. And if the store did not choose to do that, why should I be responsible? Because yours were the last hands that were on this cart. That's why. So let me see the damage to your car, please.
The broken side marker lights.
Not a big deal.
No.
I mean, it's not a big deal. The whole business comes to nothing. The whole business comes to $126.
This will show you how far Ms. Young had to walk to put her car in the proper place behind the railing where my shopping cart was and where I drove up to pick my groceries up.
Just a minute. So you mean there is a place where there are bars?
Yes, there's a place
There is a place where there are bars around so that if you put your cart,
yes,
the cart can't roll back into the street.
Exactly.
Oh.
Which was
Miss Young didn't tell me that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Okay. Miss Young didn't tell me that. She just told me she put it up on the sidewalk.
I've been there numerous times, Your Honor. I've seen other people put their carts on the sidewalk. I didn't think it was against the law to leave your car on the sidewalk.
Do you see these people laughing at you? They're laughing at you.
I don't care.
You can be there numerous times, and you can see a lot of people doing the wrong thing. But clearly, the store made provisions for you to do it the right way. The right way is to put it behind these barriers so that it won't roll off the sidewalk into somebody's car. You have an estimate for your damage.
Yes,
it's not
I
a big
do.
deal. Should have taken care of it and not brought it to court so that you're sopping up court time over nonsense. $126.62. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's
Now, this is case number 554 on the calendar in the matter of Smith Alston versus Ryan. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. You folks have seats, please.
Miss Alston, according to what I've read, you and Mr. Smith moved into a house.
Yes.
Along with some children. Are they your children?
Yes. We have a daughter together.
Are there other children in the house?
My 2 sons.
How old is your daughter?
She's 7.
You've been dating a long time.
10 years.
The test is over. And you moved into the house when? In the year 2000?
Yes.
Mr. Ryan and his family are your neighbors.
Correct.
And according to your complaint, there has been a series of harassing behavior as well as some vandalism that has occurred to your home caused by Mr. Ryan and his children. Mr. Ryan says that the harassment is really yours and that you have been harassing him, his children. You have foster children?
Yes.
How many foster children do you have?
2 foster children, 2 adopted.
Are these your 2 foster children?
Well, one's adopted, one's a foster.
In any event, I have a claim and a counterclaim, each for a substantial amount of money for the harassment and damage to property. And I gather, Ms. Alston, from your complaint that you are in fact selling your house and moving.
Yes.
Because of this problem.
Yes.
That's very sad. Okay. When did the problem start?
2001.
Tell me about it.
Well, when the children started going to school, they befriended his foster children. One incident occurred where Royce had received a scooter for Christmas, which his son broke about a month later, and they had a fight about it.
You got into a fight with him? Tell me about that. Stand up there next to your mom. You stand up there.
Right.
Did he break your scooter by accident?
It was on purpose.
Tell me how he purposely broke your scooter.
He threw it on the sidewalk and it broke the handles.
Why did he throw it?
I don't know.
Was he just being careless? Or was he angry? Why did you break your scooter?
It was an accident. I was just swinging it around and then slipped out of my
Slowly.
hands.
It was an accident because?
I was swinging it around and then it slipped out of my hands.
You were swinging it around. Well, that wasn't handling it like you're supposed to handle a scooter, so you broke it because you weren't being careful, right? Did you pay for the scooter? Why not?
I knew nothing about it.
If you had known about it, would you have paid for the scooter?
Sure.
How come you didn't tell him?
We did.
Tell me about it.
After the fight occurred, the police were called.
No. The scooter was broken.
Right.
Right after the scooter was broken, did you tell Mr. Ryan what had happened?
No, because not even I knew about it until after the fight.
How much after the scooter was broken did the fight take place?
Probably 2 or 3 days.
Okay, so then there's a fight. Go ahead.
After the fight, the police were called. The police came to my house. That's when Royce had then told me that his older brother, Anthony, had broke his scooter.
Older brother Anthony?
His older brother was the one who broke the scooter.
So you didn't break the scooter? Did Anthony break the scooter? Who broke the scooter, David?
Anthony.
Then why did you just tell me you broke it? David, why did you tell me that you broke the scooter if it was Anthony who broke it?
Because I didn't remember if it was me or him.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, after the police were called, because Royce had hit him a couple of times and I guess he had retaliated back, we had told the police officer about the scooter, and the police officer went and talked to Mr. Ryan. Mr. Ryan, like he said he knew nothing about it. He never offered to pay for the scooter, so we just basically said we'll get our son another one.
Okay, so that was the first thing that happened. Now, did that start the trouble?
Yes.
Go ahead.
About 2 weeks later, they got a scooter or whatever, found a scooter on the street or whatever. The kids saw it and said, hey, are you going to replace our scooter? And he said, no, we're not going to.
David said no?
Was it David?
Yeah.
Okay, David. So what Royce did, he got upset. He took the scooter and threw it in the garbage. After
Not
that,
the right thing to do, Royce. Right? Okay.
so I guess he went to go look for the scooter, and it was gone. And ever since then, we've been having a lot of chaos with this gentleman.
With the gentleman or with his children?
No, with him.
Well, tell me about it.
Royce was outside. He was walking home from Greer, which is a park that's right around the corner from our house. Frederick Ryan was outside and made a gesture to Royce, hey, would you like to own one of these? Which was a water scooter or jet ski. And Royce looked at him like he was crazy. After that, Frederick came across the street to my house and requested to speak to Royce's parents. We weren't home. My car had broken down and Derek had come to assist me. So we weren't home yet when he came over. Well, when he saw that Royce was there and it was just Royce and my son Laurel, he grabbed my son Royce by the neck.
Well, you weren't home, so you don't know what happened.
No, I'm just going off of what the witnesses told me.
I will hear it from you. Your mother is telling me about an incident when Mr. Ryan came to your house. Do you remember that incident?
Yes.
Your parents weren't home?
No.
Tell me what happened.
Royce had came in. He told me how Rick said you wish you had a jet ski like mine or whatever.
You mean Mr. Ryan?
Yeah.
Mr. Ryan said you wish you had a jet ski like mine, and then Royce came into the house.
Yeah.
Royce, when Mr. Ryan said that to you, did you say anything to him? Nothing? Didn't call him a name or anything?
I just looked at him like, in shock.
Go ahead.
5 minutes later, after he came in, all of a sudden you hear a loud bang on the door. I'm thinking it's him and his friend playing. I told them to stop. A couple minutes later, you hear it again. So I was in there washing dishes, and I stopped from what I was doing. And it was Frederick with his hands on my brother.
Mr. Ryan.
Mr. Ryan. He had his hands on my brother's neck, throwing him into the door. I came out. I pushed him out. I told him.
Put your hand down, sir.
He was in the house. I pushed him out, and I told him, why are you on the property? He looked at me and laughed. And so I pushed him out of the house again and told him, you need to get off my property. And then he tried to grab me. He had me like this. I had him like this, and I told him, you're not going to do like you just did my brother. You need to get off my property.
And he left?
My 7-year-old sister had called the police, and he heard that, and he left.
Did the police respond?
Yes.
You have a police report?
I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
Judge Judy?
I didn't ask you anything yet, Mr. Ryan. Well, Royce, you left something out of your statement to me. You told the police that day that when Mr. Ryan asked you if you'd like to have a jet ski, and you thought he was teasing you, right? Right? You flipped him off. That's what you told the police. Right? Answer me.
Yes.
Now, is that true?
Yes.
Well, don't leave anything out when I ask you a question, young man. This is a court. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm going to tell the state of California that they better look very carefully into whether or not you should have him in your house with all your children, madam. Something's not right with him.
I don't think this is fair.
I don't give a rat's behind what you think.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Charlotte Alston says neighbor Rick Ryan assaulted her 9-year-old son. She claims Rick has harassed her family ever since.
Now let's proceed, Mr. Ryan.
Okay.
You've been having a lot of trouble with this young man because you say that there has been bad language coming out.
A lot of it.
Okay.
I got tired of it.
Fine. So you got tired of it. I want you to tell me what happened on October 18th.
I was going to the store, I believe, or I was just coming home. I'm not sure exactly which. And he's out in the street, cussing, swearing, foul language, give me the finger and all this.
That's not true, what you just told me. That's not true, because it's not what you told the police. You told the police this all emanated from the fact that he was calling your daughter names.
No, it had nothing to do with my daughter that day.
Really?
My daughter was not home.
Statement by Frederick Ryans, that's you. Is that correct?
Yes.
I was in the house when my daughter came inside and told me Royce was calling her names. That's the statement you gave to the police.
Okay.
Now you remember, sir?
That's possible. There's been so many instances.
Listen to me carefully, sir.
Okay.
Then you say I don't remember. You don't lie. Do you understand?
I didn't really think
Good.
that's what it was.
It's a lie.
Okay.
Fine. So now let's get to where we're going. So your daughter came in and told you that this young man was calling her names. What did you do?
I went over to the house to talk to the parents.
How did you get there?
With my van.
How far do you live?
Right across the street.
Then you got in your van.
I was going somewhere, so.
You're a liar.
No.
Oh, yes, you are, sir. You got in the van for the purpose of intimidating. I have statements from witnesses, from your neighbors. Listen to me, sir. On your best day, you are not as smart and as clever as I am on my worst day. Do you understand that, Mr. Ryan?
Sure.
If you don't remember something, say, I don't remember. I'm going to read you another statement. You told the police, I followed him, and when I got to the front door, his older brother was there. You didn't tell the police that you were going out and getting into your van. You just stopped by the house. You said, I followed him.
Yeah, I pulled up to the house right there and went up to the front door to talk to the parents.
I watched Rick pull up in his van and chase Royce into the house.
That's not true.
Well, that's from an independent witness, sir.
Well,
that's from an independent witness who was spoken to by the police. Okay, so you get to the house, and he tells you to leave, and you don't leave. You put your hands on him.
Nope.
Did you leave?
I asked to speak to his parents.
Did you leave? He said his parents weren't home. Did you leave?
He showed me.
Did you leave?
After he pushed me and told me to get off the property, I pushed him back.
Let's move to the next incident, please.
Okay. Right after that, on 10/29, Again, Mr. Ryan approached my child. My child was outside on his way to football practice. He drove up on the sidewalk and deliberately tried to run my son over.
Go ahead, I'll hear you, Mr. Ryan.
He was on my sidewalk, and that's where I park.
He was on your sidewalk, and that's where you park. Is that your answer?
That's exactly where I park, yes.
So, the answer is, Mr. Ryan, you did in fact see him on the 29th.
Yeah, yes.
And he was on the sidewalk, but you park on the sidewalk.
I don't park. It's not on the sidewalk, but it's right on the curb there. He was there in the parking spot when I pulled up.
So, you pulled up and he got out of the way?
Yes.
I'm going to tell the state of California that they better look very carefully into whether or not you should have him in your house with all your children, madam. There's something not right with him. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I've been in this business a long time. Something's not right with him. He's picking on a kid. Put your hand down. You're supposed to be the adult.
Well, I don't think this is fair.
I don't give a rat's behind what you think, Mr. Ryan. I came into this case as a blank slate.
Right.
I said to myself, I can't believe he is a man, he must love children, he has
I do.
foster children, and yet I'm listening to a series of
lies,
provocative acts by an adult against children. One where you actually put your hands on him.
That's not true.
Oh, yes it is. You actually put your hands on him.
If I put my hands on him and slammed him up against the door, ma'am, I would, if it was my child, I would take them to the hospital. Excuse me.
I want to tell you something. I find that you put your hands on him.
No, I have not.
Oh, I find that
I
he
would
put
never
his
do
hands
that.
on you to get you out of his house. But you put
I
your
was never
hands
in
on
the
him.
house. Never in the
That's
house,
3 children that you either touched or tried to hurt or tried to scare in 10 minutes. Now, is that the kind of person that I think should be taking care of children? That the state should entrust children to? The answer, madam, is no. I now want to hear about your allegation of vandalism against Mr. Ryan.
Okay, November 10th. My daughter and my younger son were outside playing, and I guess she was 6 years old at the time. Went across the street and doorbell ditched his house.
What does that mean?
She went across the street and rang his doorbell and ran back across the street.
Not smart.
She was
You're
only
6-year-old.
She's 6.
Not smart.
And when he came out and saw her running, he called her. Mr. Smith, when Royce came in and told his dad what had just occurred, Derek went over there to talk to find out what had happened. When Derek went over there, he immediately said, if you don't get off my property, I'm going to shoot your house up. At that time...
Well, just a minute. Were you there?
Yes, I was.
Did you hear it?
Yes, I did.
Did you hear it?
I heard it. I was right there in the garage.
Okay.
After that, Derek said, I need to know why you just called my daughter out of her name. Why would you talk to my 6-year-old daughter in that tone of manner? At that point, his wife comes to the door yelling, if you don't get off my property, we're going to do something to you. So she goes back into the house as if she's going to get a gun. I go over, I grab my fiance.
Well, she went back into the house.
She went back into the house like she was going to go hit something.
Police.
When I saw that, I deliberately ran over and grabbed my fiance and said, let's get out of here. These people are crazy.
Okay, stop. What was the vandalism?
The vandalism was he shot through our window November 21st.
Did anybody see him do it?
My son did. He didn't actually see him. He heard his door open.
When he opens his door, it squeaks a lot. And just before my window was shot, because I was in my room at the time when it was shot through, the door squeaked open. When it was shot afterwards, his door squeaked again, and it sounded like it shut.
That's not very strong circumstantial evidence. Some, considering the history, but it's not sufficient enough for me to find an act of vandalism on Mr. Ryan's part. Okay. I'd like to hear the first act of alleged harassment against you, Mr. Ryan.
On the 30th of December, he was cussing and yelling out the window. Then
Who was cussing and yelling out the window?
Royce.
Royce, the little one.
Yes. Then 2 days later, on the 1st, my oldest daughter, who's not here, 17 and a half, went to Placerville with her boyfriend, and she was just coming home. And right after that, she came in the house and she saw him going along my wife's car, scraping it.
Where's your daughter?
She didn't come.
Well, then I'm not interested in what you have to tell me, because if you didn't see it and she's not here to tell me about it, it never happened. Do you
I
understand?
saw them run across the street.
Excuse me?
She saw them run across the street.
Step up.
They were in the yard.
Step up. No, no, no.
Hold on.
They were
Okay, what date did this happen?
January 1st.
January 1st.
Okay, tell me what you saw.
I saw the little one by the side of the car, and when he realized it was me, he ran across the street.
So you didn't see him do anything? Is
Well,
that right?
yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you what you should have done, Mr. Ryan. When one of your children broke his new scooter, you should have been the right kind of neighbors and gone over to the Smith Alstons and said to them, "We're sorry my son did that. I'm going to replace it," because that's what you're supposed to do. Should have gone over there. I'm not excusing bad behavior. Yours. You understand? I think that you have a fresh mouth. Royce, does your mom know you have a fresh mouth?
Yes.
He does, you know.
Yes.
You know, he looks like a sweet little angel, but, you know, I know that he can be a nasty little kid. Not necessarily his brother, who looks like a relatively mild guy. But this one's a brat.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I heard not one incident, Mr. Ryan, or Mrs. Ryan, where either Miss Alston or Mr. Smith acted inappropriately with your children. There may have been instances with their children acting inappropriately with your children, or acting inappropriately towards you, calling you names, this little fresh mouth over here. But I haven't heard one incident where these two people acted inappropriately with you or your minor children, because that's what caused them to sell their house, the fact that adults who were supposed to know better were intimidating their children that they can't tolerate, then they have to move. And for that, you have to pay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. Defendants get nothing on their counterclaim. Okay?
Yeah, this is case number 543 on the calendar in the matter of Shoemate versus Overton. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
What's your daughter's name, the one who was in the car with the defendant's stepdaughter?
My daughter's name is Vanessa.
Vanessa, could you step up with your mother? Where's your stepdaughter, sir?
Here.
Step up here. What's your first name?
Michelle.
You want Mr. Overton to be responsible for your car that your daughter was using. I assume because she's a minor, it's registered in your name? Because the defendant's stepdaughter was driving the car. You say she exercised undue influence over your daughter. She's older. To force her to let her drive the car. The car was totaled. Mr. Overton's stepdaughter tells a very different version of the events. Neither one of the two adults were present during the course of these events. So I'm going to find out from the girls what happened, because you want Mr. Overton to be responsible for the following: the $250 insurance deductible on the car, a towing fee of a couple of $100, and also $1,000 in equity that you or your daughter had in the car so that you could go out and buy another one, right?
Yes. And in addition, my insurance also covered for over $1,000 of medical expenses for Michelle.
She was injured?
Yes, some wrist injury.
So she was injured? But your insurance covered that?
Yes, my insurance covered everything.
Okay. Well, what you have so far is $450 worth of expense. So you want to tell me why you think that they should pay you $1,450?
Okay. I think it's important for my daughter to tell what happened on the day of the accident.
Okay, fine. On what date was this incident?
November 26th.
And who was in the car?
Me and Michelle.
I was in the car with Michelle, or Michelle and I were in the car.
Michelle and I, yes.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
How long has your mother let you drive this car?
She had been letting me drive it for about 2 months.
And tell me how it came about that Michelle was driving the car. Look at me when you tell this story.
Okay, from the start, me and Michelle, she asked me to take her for a drive. So we left South Eugene High School, and I told her no when she asked to drive my car.
No, she asked you to take a drive.
Yes.
Where did she ask you to go? Don't speak to your daughter. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because you may believe her, but I don't.
Okay.
I don't believe her. I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to believe everything that she tells me, because if it doesn't make sense, I don't believe it. You're her mother, you want to believe her. Go ahead.
Okay, so we left.
You're in school. You're in class.
I didn't have class that period.
Where did you meet Michelle?
I saw her in the hallways.
And said hello?
Yes.
She said hello?
Yes.
What was the next thing that was said?
To tell you the truth, I don't remember.
Good. How did you get into the car?
I remember her asking to drive, and I told her no.
Where were you when she asked you to drive?
She asked me repeatedly to drive my car.
I don't care. You're not answering my question, madam. You're in school, and somehow you got to the car. I'm not interested in where you want to go with my questions. I'm interested in where I want to go with my questions. Do you understand?
I understand.
So, you're in school. How did you get to the car?
We walked to the car.
Why?
Because we went for a drive.
Now, when you say we went for a drive, you were driving.
I was driving.
Good. Where were you going?
We were just driving.
So you were taking a ride?
Yes.
Had you ever driven in the car with her before?
Yes, I have.
Had she ever asked you to drive your car before?
Yes, I have.
Shh.
I mean,
Yes, she
has.
And did you ever let her drive your car before?
No, I did not.
Did it make you uncomfortable when she asked you to drive the car?
No, it did not, but I did not want her to drive my car.
You answer my questions. Prior to November 26th, she had been in your car and she had asked you to drive the car before.
Yes.
Often?
Yes.
And did it make you uncomfortable when she asked you to drive the car?
Yes, because she...
Then why did you let her get into the car on November 26th?
Because we were friends.
Don't put your hand up.
Okay.
Do you understand where I'm going?
Yes, ma'am.
Where I'm going is, if somebody asks you to do the wrong thing, which is, I want to drive your car, and you're not supposed to let anybody else drive your car, then you don't put yourself into that position by letting them get into your car so that they can ask, can I drive it again? Can I drive it again? Can I drive it again? Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Good.
You're
Okay.
right.
Right. So there we have fault, blame.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Make sure that you don't give me any of this baloney story about her fainting. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand, Mr. Overton?
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of what?
Oh.
Right!
And later today,
Let's not be foolish here, because I'm not stupid, and I wouldn't expect you to think that I think that you're stupid. So giving you ownership of the car would make him an idiot. You're not an idiot, are you?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old Vanessa Shoemate says former friend 17-year-old Michelle Negron totaled her car. Michelle says she had Vanessa's permission to drive.
So now you're in the car, and she asks you again, can I drive the car?
Yes.
And you said?
I said no.
So what happened?
I pulled over on the side of the street after we were driving for a bit, and I told her she could drive because she had asked me repeated times while we were driving on that trip.
So finally you gave her permission to drive the car.
I did.
And she crashed it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Your version.
We were leaving.
Make sure that you don't give me any of this baloney story about her fainting that you put in here, okay? I don't want to hear any baloney story about her fainting and she asked you to drive the car for 3 blocks. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
We were leaving school. We were actually going to get something to eat. And we got to the store. She went in and got something to eat. She came back out. And I did ask her to drive. She said no. And then I asked her again, and then she said yes.
Fine. You see how simple it was when we got rid of that fainting baloney that you told your stepfather? Do you understand, Mr. Overton?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because I know you wrote in your answer that she was going to faint and my daughter didn't want her to faint, so she said she would drive. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of what?
Oh.
Right! Correct. So, your daughter insisted, didn't insist, asked once, asked twice. That doesn't mean she's supposed to say yes. That means that they're both responsible for what happened. Would that be a fair statement, Mr. Overton?
Yes, it would.
Good. So, you feel that you should be responsible for half of those expenses?
Yes, ma'am.
So?
Your Honor, I would like to ask our witness, Stephanie, to come forward because she has a pretty important piece of information.
Sure. Stephanie, step up. Stephanie, what do you want to tell me?
Just about an incident prior to the
accident.
Go ahead.
Vanessa, Shelly, and I were on our free period, and we were going to go get food. So we go to Vanessa's car, and Vanessa forgot something in her locker. So she went back to go get it, and Shelly asked before she left, "Can I drive your car?" And Vanessa said no. But then Shelly gets into the driver's seat, and Shelly turned on the car, and I asked her, "Do you have your license?" And she said yes. And
Your Honor, that's not true.
Go ahead.
She backed up the car, drove forward a little bit, right in front of Vanessa when she was coming back from her locker.
So, I mean, what are you trying to tell me? I don't understand. This is a whole big story that I don't understand. What are you trying to tell me?
That she drove her car prior to the incident before the accident. Like, she had asked to drive her car and had been nagging on her. And
That's what you want to tell me. She asked and she nagged. Listen to me. Where do you live?
Eugene.
Okay. Are there any bridges in Eugene, Oregon?
Maybe one.
Is there a bridge there?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Shelly says to Vanessa, I want you to stand on top of the bridge and I want you to see if you can dive down, right? I want you to see if you can dive down and come up. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. But I want you to see. I want to just see if you can float, if you can dive down here and you can float. I don't want to do that. Oh, please, won't you do that? Okay. You don't do something you're not supposed to do because you nag. You say it's because she's older?
No. Her statement was that my daughter had gone to her locker and said, "Don't drive my car." Michelle got into the driver's seat when my daughter wasn't present and drove her car.
Is that when there was an accident?
No.
No,
but
of course not.
It indicated that Michelle was willing to do something that wasn't right when she knew she didn't have a license, when she had been asked to not
Your
drive.
daughter did the wrong thing.
I know that, Your Honor. And
Fine.
Your daughter
So what
has
I'm
been given
saying
consequences.
so what I'm saying to you is she gave her permission to drive the car. It would be no different from your daughter giving a 6-year-old permission to get behind the wheel of your car. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
It's no different from giving another minor. She stands in your place when she's driving your car. You are the car owner. You are the owner of that weapon.
Right, so
a weapon is an automobile in the hands of someone who is inappropriately skilled to drive it. You have the choice. You have given that weapon to your 16-year-old daughter, and you are responsible for the misjudgments of your 16-year-old daughter. So if you can't rely on your daughter not to exercise perfect judgment, you have to accept the consequences. Because but for your actions, Mr. Overton wouldn't be here. You got to follow that logic. That has to be crystal clear to you. Mrs. Shumate, you exercise judgment by giving your daughter permission to have that car. And but for that fact, we all wouldn't be here today. And she wouldn't have gotten injured. He could turn around and sue you for the injuries that his daughter sustained because you exercised bad judgment in giving your daughter permission to have a car when she didn't know how to say no. So you should be grateful that I find that he, because I'm hoping that he will force her to do the right thing, is responsible for half of the $450. Not the $1,000 that you want in addition to that, but half of the $450 that you had in out-of-pocket expenses. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $225. That's it. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was told that my daughter had been in an accident.
my daughter made a mistake, and we've put a lot of consequences into place because of that.
I was a little upset and worried about her.
I've learned a lot from this. I was not like hounding her for the keys at all.
I tried to talk to Shelly, but she seemed very like she didn't even realize that what she did.
We're not friends anymore.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Martins versus Seitz. Step forward, please.
24-year-old engineer Jeremy Martins is suing his ex-fiancée, 23-year-old orthodontic assistant Keely Seitz, for the cost of a car lease. Keely is countersuing for the money she put into the vehicle.
Mr. Martins, according to what I've read, you and the defendant were either engaged to be married or boyfriend and girlfriend back in the year 2000.
Yes.
Were you engaged?
For a short amount of time, we were engaged.
And during that brief period of time, you decided to lease a car for her. and she didn't have sufficient credit, so the lease was in your name.
That's correct.
But it was clear the arrangement was that this was her car, and she would be making the payments on the lease. Is that right, Ms. Seitz?
Your Honor, we did lease the car together, and he told me on several occasions that I had terrible credit, but to come to find out that I have not.
Don't get into your spin yet. Let's just stay with the facts, the basic facts. The car was leased in his name, but was for your use, and you agreed to make the payments. Is that correct?
My name was also on the car, too.
Fine. And you broke up when?
The summer of 2001.
And you were the one who drove the car from September of 2000 to August of 2001. And when you broke up, you took the car.
That's correct.
And when you left, you started your life anew. So what happened, Ms. Seitz? You had the car, and then you returned it to him at some point.
Yes, I did.
When did you return the car to him?
In November of 2002.
You didn't need it anymore?
I asked him on countless times if he would please sign the vehicle over to me, and he's kept on telling me that I had bad credit and that it was too much paperwork and things like that.
Just a second. In November of 2002, how much time did you have left on the lease?
I think about another 2 years.
But you decided to buy another car?
Correct.
What month did you buy another car?
In December of 2002.
So, Mr. Martins, you got stuck with the car and turn-in fees, etc., and you feel as if she should be responsible for that.
That's correct.
And what were those fees?
To end the lease early, it cost $3,746.95.
How come you're only suing for $1,800?
In the state of Kansas, $1,800 is the max you could ask for.
I see. And Ms. Seitz, you are counterclaiming because you say you used your car as a down payment back in the year 2000 for this lease.
Correct.
And since he turned the car in, you should get your down payment back. Is that right?
Correct.
Don't bet the farm on that. That comes under the category of chutzpah, which means a lot of nerve. You drove this car for 3 years. What makes you think you're entitled to anything?
Well, Your Honor, I honestly asked him on several occasions if he would sign over the vehicle to me so it'd be just in my name, and he would not.
Let me ask you this question, Ms. Seitz. When you asked him just to sign the vehicle over to you, had you made arrangements with the financing and the lending institution to take his name off the loan?
He said that he was going to look into that.
No. You look into it. You're driving the car. Why should he look into anything? There's a difference between taking his name off the car and giving it to you and still being responsible for the underlying loan. Do you understand the difference?
Yes.
Sure you do. So let's not be foolish here, because I'm not stupid, and I wouldn't expect you to think that I think that you're stupid. So giving you ownership of the car and him still having the liability would make him an idiot. You're not an idiot, are you?
No, ma'am.
Of course not. So why would he do such a thing? If you make arrangements to lease the car yourself and to have him released from any obligation to the lending institution, fine. But you just wanted him to turn it over to you? Ridiculous.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Why do you think you should get anything back and not owe him a substantial amount of money?
Because I feel I put down the car, which was $6,000, and I faithfully made payments to him for 2 years.
You made payments for the car. He took the money so that he wouldn't get stuck, so that at some point you couldn't say, well, I made the payment, and then the company says you didn't make the payment, so you made the payment to him. He wrote out his check to the company. He didn't make any money off this deal. It cost him $4,000 for you to have a car. You think that's fair? Do you think that's fair? Because you wanted a new car. You managed to get a new car. You said, I got this old lease, and I'm going to be the only person in creation who's going to be able to walk away from a 5-year lease. Listen, you're not entitled to anything back from him. He is entitled to the $1,800, which is the maximum allowed in his jurisdiction, which is all he's suing for of $1,800. It cost him $4,000 because you wanted a new car. If you had kept the lease for the next 2 years, like you agreed to, he wouldn't have had a $4,000 expenditure. That was your agreement. You were going to keep the car and make the payments. You just wanted a new car. Period. It doesn't mean you can walk away from your obligations just because he was nice enough to put his name on the form. Get real. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,800. Goodbye.
Yeah, this is case number 540 on the calendar in the matter of Lewis versus Yao Mangrobang. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Let's see.
Miss Lewis, I gather it was Miss Mangrobang who was your roommate in school. Is that right?
That is right, Your Honor.
And Mr. Yao is her boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, they asked if they could borrow your car, use your car. You weren't using it because it didn't have insurance.
Yes, ma'am.
It's an old car.
It's a 1992 Chevrolet Lumina.
And it had about 166,000 miles on it. Is that
which
right?
is not uncommon for a car.
Just
that
answer
age.
my question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you told them that they could use the car as long as they insured it. They used it, and it is your claim that they ran it into the ground by not taking proper care of it, and you want to be compensated. In addition, you claim that when you complained, there was some interaction between the two of you. Miss Mangrobang said that she wanted to move out of the dorm, blamed you for causing her some discomfort, which caused you to be investigated by the university, because that's where you know each other from. So you want compensation for that because you feel as if she damaged your reputation. Miss Mangrobang and Mr. Yao say that you have embarked upon a campaign of harassing them, and they are counterclaiming.
That's correct.
All right, Miss Lewis, on what date did you loan them the car?
I loaned them the car, and they began their insurance on it on October 10th.
Okay, when did you get the car back?
We had agreed that they would return the car on December 12th. However, they were refusing to return my property in a timely manner, and so...
Just a minute. Just answer. Let me run the shop.
Okay.
They were supposed to return it on 12/12. What date did they return it?
We confiscated it back on the 12th, the night of the 12th.
And what happened on the 13th?
Well, the night of the 12th, they drove off as soon as we came to claim the car. And as soon as I put my key in the ignition, you could hear this loud ticking noise as well as a grinding noise. And I tried to call them, and Rufan was not answering my cell phone call. I called Melanie, and I told her, please meet us back at the university. That's where I'm taking the car right now. We need to talk about this. And Scott and I stayed up until about 2:30 in the morning waiting for them, and they never showed.
Okay. What happened to her car?
Well, first of all, the car's condition...
Don't give me first of all.
Right.
What happened to her car? You drove it from October 10th
Mm-hmm.
and had it in your possession up until the 12th of December.
Right.
So I'm asking you, when did you start to have trouble with the car? Mechanically?
Mechanically, probably about 2-3 days before I returned the car to them.
Now, when you say you returned the car to them, was the car returned to them in the way that Miss Lewis has described?
She did pick up the car from my workplace.
So it was when she picked up the car. You started to have trouble with 2 or 3 days before?
Right.
When did you call her and tell her that you were having trouble with the car?
The day that the car started having problems.
Well, what did you say to her?
I told her that the car's grinding noise, which I originally had when I borrowed the car, is getting a little bit louder, and that the engine isn't as powerful as it used to be.
Did you ever take the car in to be fixed, to be looked at by a mechanic?
No.
Why not?
At the time, I didn't have the time to go in because I worked every day.
Well, that's your responsibility, though. If you borrow somebody's property, you're supposed to take good care of it. If it starts to have a noise that it didn't have before, or the noise starts to get worse, then you're supposed to take the car in and be responsible with it. Take it to a mechanic.
Because the car already had the noise and the grinding sound, so that I figured it was the original problem. It was getting a little bit worse. And I used to have a car that sort of had a similar problem, and it was easily fixed, so I figured it was the same problem. I could have taken it over the weekend.
That's a nice excuse. Sir, what I'm telling you is, if you borrowed this car, it was an old car, it had problems. There's no question about it that the car probably made a whole bunch of noises. But what you're telling me is that the car started to get worse.
Right.
And what you did was continue to drive it, hearing the noise getting a little bit louder and a little bit louder and a little bit louder, and you knew you had to return it back on December 12th anyway, so you didn't take it in to have it fixed, and that's irresponsible. Very irresponsible when you borrow somebody else's property. You got me?
Right.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I would suggest, Miss Mangrobang, that you think twice before hitching your star to his wagon. If that's the way he treats property, just think how he's going to treat your heart.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Nicolette Lewis says ex-roommate Melanie Mangrobang and her boyfriend, Rufan Yao, owe for damaging her car. Nicolette claims Rufan borrowed the vehicle and ran it into the ground.
You have a tape there you want to show me? What is it a tape of?
This is a tape of the engine and the inside of the car upon its return, or when we got it back.
What did it look like before? You have a picture of the before?
It's a tape recording of the engine itself, so you can hear the noises were not present before.
You just said to me that it also contains the interior of the car.
Mm-hmm. Well, just the fact that he had kept it a mess. He wasn't.
Well, I don't know what it looked like before.
Oh.
That's what I asked you.
Sorry.
Pay attention. I said, do you have pictures of what the car looked like before?
No, I do not.
Well, you want to tell me what it looked like before.
The interior of the car was fine. It wasn't vacuumed when I gave it to him, but there wasn't any trash laying around, and there weren't any spills or stains or burn marks.
Let me see.
Just showing his general maintenance of the interior of the car. This is actually how we received the car back. This is just another shot.
Is that the sound you were hearing, Mr. Yao?
That's correct.
This is lent to Rufan out of Goodwill, but he completely ruined the car.
What?
First of all, I'd like to add that I wasn't the only one driving the car during that period. In fact, Ms. Lewis and her boyfriend drove it for about a week, and since...
When?
It was in October.
In October? Okay. Listen to me, Mr. Yao. You did not get the car making that noise because you wouldn't have taken a car that was making that noise. And once you heard that sound starting to escalate, it was your responsibility to either call her immediately and say, I'm returning it, or take it in and have it fixed. You didn't do that. You are responsible. Now, you want to tell me about the rest of your lawsuit with regard to bad name being bantied about the dormitory?
Yes, actually, the first words out of my mouth when I heard the sound in my car when I called Melanie the night of the 12th was, Melanie, I love you, your family. She's actually my second cousin. And I told her, I don't want this to affect our relationship, but I have a problem with your boyfriend. In fact, I have a transcript of one of our conversations between myself and Mr. Yao in which he says, take it to court. I don't care. You still won't get a penny. And I was asking Melanie how she would let her boyfriend treat her family with such disrespect. And there was a little bit of tension.
That's a good question. You want to answer that question?
I didn't know we were family until December, I think Thanksgiving. No, she had called me during Thanksgiving saying, I'm staying with my aunt in California, and I showed her a picture, and I mentioned that your last name was Mangrobang, and her aunt said, oh, we're related to the Mangrobangs, and that's all.
What difference does it make? You were roommates.
Yes.
You mean you can treat family one way, but you treat non-family dishonorably?
No, I never treated her dishonorably.
She did. Why?
Well, the thing I have to address is that what she said is only after what I've tried to work out with her. I originally did agree to help her fix the car when they said, okay, they'll try to fix it. And then later on, they said after her boyfriend worked on the car, and the car entirely stopped working at all.
That car sounds like it's on its last leg. That car doesn't have any more life in it. You know,
no, the car was driving, and I mean, I got to places.
Listen to me. You're not supposed to use somebody else's property to the point where it is gasping for its last breath. What you're supposed to do if someone has entrusted you with their property is treat it better than you would treat your own. That's what you do.
And actually, I did.
No, you didn't, sir, because that car was not treated better than your own. And if that's the way you treat your property, I would suggest, Miss Mangrobang, that you think twice before hitching your star to his wagon. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
If that's the way he treats property, just think how he's going to treat your heart. Now, you want to get on with the story about your name in the dorm? Come on.
Okay.
She made a complaint. She wanted to move out of the dorm. She said that you were bothering her. Is that what happened?
Well, actually, I hadn't heard from Melanie in a few days.
Listen, get to the bottom line. Is that what happened? And then you had to go before a hearing board.
Yes.
Okay. And they found you not guilty of bothering her.
They said that this is an issue for the court and they wanted to see how the court case comes on, but they said that if, in fact, I am found guilty of harassment, then they sat me down and went through all the procedures and what would happen if I was found for harassment. And
you didn't harass her?
I did not.
No, you didn't harass her. I don't think she harassed you. Did she harass you?
She just made it very uncomfortable to live with her.
Listen, you can get very uncomfortable if your underpants are too tight. Do you understand? That doesn't mean you file a complaint. You're a big girl. Sometimes you'll have a roommate that makes you comfortable. Sometimes you have a roommate that makes you uncomfortable. That doesn't mean that you file a complaint. Do you understand?
But Your Honor, if her boyfriend, and I believe she was also in it, also threatened to kill me
Just
personally.
a second. Just a second. Not she. Boyfriend and father, according to you.
Well, she was also with him at the time, and I believe...
You cannot impugn to her actions of other people. She did not threaten to kill you. All she did was make your girlfriend, according to your girlfriend, uncomfortable, like a pair of 5 underpants when you're a 7.
Your Honor, I'm on a full honor scholarship at the university, and included in the scholarship is a room grant. And if I were to be found guilty of harassment, which I believe she claimed to get out of the room maliciously and without cause.
Because you made her uncomfortable.
Because I made her uncomfortable.
You made her uncomfortable.
And
she has a low threshold of pain.
I believe she maliciously filed that for the university to try to embarrass me and try to jeopardize.
I don't think she did that. I don't think she did that.
Your Honor, I don't think a note that says you mailed
just a second
would say that.
Yes.
I mean, it wouldn't mean that she is not harassing.
She's annoying her. It's uncomfortable.
And also,
pay careful attention to me, sir. Your girlfriend said to her, my boyfriend really needs a car. He's got to get to and from work. She had a car. She didn't charge you any money, did she?
No.
No, she was really nice to you. Why would somebody who's all of a sudden so nice to you let you take her car so that you could get to and from work all of a sudden become a monster? You think she drank some sort of a potion? No. You know what happened? You were disrespectful with her property. You treated it like crap, and she got annoyed. And when you refused to step up to the plate and take responsibility for not treating her property, I'm speaking. She may be afraid of you, I'm not. When you refused to step up to the plate, she got irritated. And she got irritated with you, and she got irritated with her roommate, who came to her and said, could my boyfriend please borrow your car because he did. And she said yes. And then she didn't say to you, listen, Yao, you didn't treat my friend's car properly. You're going to have to help pay for it. She was disappointed.
Well,
so she wrote a nasty note. What do you want to say now?
Well, first of all, I did try to step up to the plate and try to make amends.
What did you do?
I offered to help fix the car. And then when her boyfriend took the car apart and said it's totaled and it can't be fixed, I told her to write up a list of what you want in your next car, and we'll work something out, and I'll try to find a car to that specification for you, and which I believe is reasonable because...
That's more than reasonable.
And
so you were going to buy her another car?
I was saving up money to buy myself a car. That's why I had all the car magazines.
So you were going to buy her another car?
Right, with the money.
What?
He was going to buy himself a car, and he said that if I wanted, that I could go up, write up a notarized list of everything that I wanted in a car. And if I would notarize a list saying if he buys this, that I will dismiss any claims. And I said, oh, wow, so you're going to get me a new car? Great, that's what I need. He goes, yeah, and then afterward, we can compromise and figure out who owes how much of the car. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, I'm only going to pay what I feel responsible for. I'm like, well, how much are you thinking of doing? He's like, I don't know, we'll have to see. And so that sounds like he's trying to catch me in a trap again. And I went to Melanie, I said, how much is he going to put down? She's like, maybe like 100, possibly 2.
Well, $100, $200 is not going to buy her a set of wheels.
Your Honor, actually, I just found this car on the internet. It's the exact same car. It's actually in better condition. It has bumpers, rear view mirrors, $350.
Can I speak?
Can I see the... No, I don't want to hear you.
I believe that the issue with the car
I
is
would also
that
like to see the Kelly Blue Book, please.
when we saw the damage to the car, when we figured what it might have been, we said, hey, will you sponsor the cost of the parts if my boyfriend will do the labor, because he has worked as a mechanic before. And we estimated that if it was a problem with the oil pump, it would cost maybe $45 for a part and about half an hour of labor. But however, when he refused to tell me that the car was damaged in the beginning and he didn't park it, it caused the oil pump to blow, the camshaft, the lifters, the rockers, everything in the top end was gone, and you have to replace the entire motor, and I have an estimate for that, which would have costed about $4,039 to repair the car.
Your car's not worth more than $1,000.
Yeah, so that's
Listen
why
to me.
I'm not
Your car's not worth more than $1,000. This car, the Kelly Blue Book, is for $2,000 with 100,000 miles on it. Your car had almost 170,000 miles on it. Now, your case hasn't been resolved yet, has it, with the university?
They haven't pressed anything against me so far.
And they won't. Are you still in the dorm?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. Very good. Take $1,000, go buy yourself a new car. Now, let's get to your counterclaim. You want to tell me very, very quickly what it is that you claim she did to you to harass you?
She just said a lot of things that made me not too happy living with her, like about my boyfriend, about the car situation, and like when we're watching television or something, and like, oh, there's Joe Millionaire, you know what that reminds me of? Oh, yeah, it reminds me of you, your boyfriend, like how those girls think that, you know, they're going to get this really nice guy and they're going to actually
She told me she thinks he's going to be the next Bill Gates.
And then, like when we watch TV or something, she'd constantly like say random like comments about my boyfriend and about this car situation when I wasn't involved. The original agreement was between her and my boyfriend.
Let me ask you this question, madam.
Yes.
You don't get compensated for being uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. All right? Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's absolutely no case for harassment. The other thing that I have to ask you is, do you think that but for the fact that he was your boyfriend, she would have loaned him the car?
I don't think so, since they didn't know each other.
Right. So when you say you had nothing to do with the arrangement because it was just between the two of them,
Mm-hmm.
how can you say that? The only reason she got involved with this whole situation is because of you. They didn't know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So you were involved.
Oh, but the agreement about the payment and stuff and driving it.
They didn't know each other. She was doing you a favor. Do you understand? Good. And you did the wrong thing. In any event, I'm issuing a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000, and I'm dismissing your counterclaim. That's all.
Yeah, this is case number 503 on the calendar in the matter of James Cahoot versus Cahoot. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Victoria, this is your father.
Yes.
Is that right? And Miss James, Victoria has been living in your house for the past 18 months?
Yeah, 19 now, I think.
Your lawsuit seeks support from Victoria's father for her over the last 18 months. The defendant says that his door has always been open to his daughter. She can come back and live with him whenever she wants to. And he provides for medical coverage for her. Some other things I assume that he's going to tell me, and he has no intention of paying you for support because his daughter should be living at his house. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Victoria, how old were you when you left home?
15 and a half, maybe 16.
And where did you go?
My friend Amanda's house in Grants Pass, and I lived there for about a month, and then I moved in with Perry. And I lived there for about 4 months, and then I moved in with Alicia James.
Why did you leave home?
My dad was abusive. He was always drunk, and I just couldn't handle it anymore. He would throw me out of the house and kick me out. He kicked me out and said that he didn't want me living in his house anymore.
What did you have to fight about? You must have had a fight about something.
Everything. My friends, school, me going out, everything.
Your parents are divorced, is that right?
Yes.
How long have your parents been divorced?
Since I was 1.
And were you always in the custody of your father?
No, I lived with my mother, and then at age 4, my dad had temporary custody for I think about 4 months. And then I moved back in with my mother, and I moved out when I was almost 13 and moved to Oregon to be with my father.
So what prompted you to move in with your father when you were 13?
I never really lived with him. I wanted to know what he was like.
You have siblings?
Yes, one brother.
How old?
23.
Now, when you left the first time and you went to your friend Amanda's house, did you stay in contact with your father?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You knew she was living with Amanda?
I knew she was living somewhere, and I just wanted to make sure she was safe, so...
Did you know she was living with Amanda?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you take any steps to have your daughter return to your house, legal steps at that time? The answer is either yes or no.
Yes.
What did you do?
I called the local police and had her listed as a runaway.
No, that doesn't try to get her back. All that does is cover you behind. When you try to get her back, you say, I want my daughter back. And you go to court, and you bring Amanda's parents to court, and you say, listen, you're interfering with my parental responsibility and my parental right to have my daughter living with me. I want this thing resolved. And reporting a child as a runaway when you know where she lives is ridiculous. All right, now the next place she went to the... Did you tell your father where you were when you were at the... You were there for 4 months?
Yes.
Now, Miss James, what prompted you to allow this young lady to come and move into your house?
Perry had asked me if I could take the older two, which would have been Vicki and Karen, with the younger two, my daughter and his daughter, all take them shopping for school. And I said, yeah. So we took them all. I took them all. The girls got in an altercation, and Vicki could no longer stay with them. So I asked Vicki, I says, well, what are you going to do? She goes, I don't know. I don't have a place to go. And I says, well, you can't stay with me unless I talk to your father. So she agreed to that, and immediately, right then, after the altercation, and she found out she couldn't be there, I went over to Mr. Cahoot's house. And I asked him the situation that was going on between him and his daughter, you know, told him what had happened. He told me under no circumstance was his daughter going to live with him, that he was not allowing her back in the home.
Why?
He told me that she was out of control, so on and so forth. Just, you know, basically a bad kid. I said, well, I don't know what to do here. I said that I agreed that she could stay with me. I agreed that she could stay with me, but I couldn't afford to support her because I could barely afford to support myself and my daughter, and that he would have to, you know, help out with food and clothing and, you know, medical and stuff like that. He agreed to do so, and he did. He helped for about the first 3 months.
What did he do for the first 3 months?
He made sure that he bought Vicki a few items of clothing, nothing major to start school with. He helped out with food.
How did he help out with the food? Did he buy food or did he give you money?
He bought food, and he had food at his house, and extra food, and so he would bring it over.
But he didn't give you a set amount of money?
No.
Go ahead.
So anyway, and then on or about September 21st, I had Victoria and her father and me sign an agreement of the rules that we would be living in the home, and I do have a copy of that.
I'd like to see it, please. Would you show this to the defendant and ask him to look at it and tell me if that is his signature, which I have compared to the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That is your signature witnessing, as witness to the agreement between these two ladies, the rules of the house.
Yes, ma'am.
And Vicki has been living with you ever since.
Yes, the agreement, part of the other agreement was, Your Honor, that Victoria's grades would be kept up in school.
Well, that's right here. C's are better. Yep. Have you been doing that?
Here's a copy of her grades and an honorable mention in our newspaper for this first quarter's.
How was your daughter doing in school when she was living with you, sir?
Not well. I sent her to another school, and she seems to have done better. I sent her to a lockdown adolescent.
When did you do that?
2000.
Well, evidently that didn't work out either.
It cost $28,000 to get her in there, and I did through all the therapies and everything I could with her. She was out of control. She was listed as a runaway more often than not.
Something wasn't right, sir. But evidently, whatever it was that wasn't right is better now that she's living with the plaintiff.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She's finally learned her lessons and decided she can't be a thug that smokes, drinks, and stays out with the boys. have sex with the boys in my room, and leaves the evidence behind for me to clean up.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 18-year-old Victoria Cahoot says her father, David Cahoot, owes for the cost of her living expenses. David says Victoria should be living at home.
Whatever it was, it seems to have been resolved with her living with the plaintiff. Have you seen a copy of your daughter's grades?
Yes, I have, and that's just a recent thing, ma'am.
Recent or not, it appears to me that living with the plaintiff seems to have resolved, at least temporarily and hopefully permanently, the problems that your daughter was having, at least scholastically. Wouldn't you say that that's true, sir?
I would not say that living with her has caused all this to be the success. I think finally it's Victoria that has finally come around, and with all the school that cost me so much, she's finally learned her lessons and decided she can't be a thug that smokes, drinks, and stays out with the boys, have sex with the boys in my room, and leaves the evidence behind for me to clean up.
Sir, usually when children act out very badly, they're trying to make a statement. Now, that's not to say that she should not be responsible for what she does. She is responsible. What I'm looking for you to do is to take responsibility for what you and your ex-wife have done to her. Because if you think that it's a normal arrangement for a child to live with one parent, then go to the other, go back to one parent, then go to the other, that is not a normal arrangement, sir. And I don't know whether, and I'm certainly not going to get into the fact with you or your daughter, because I think it's counterproductive as to whether what she says is true, that you have an alcohol abuse problem.
No, ma'am, I do not.
Well, I said I'm not getting into that, because just as I don't think it's productive for you to have brought up to me, now with your daughter here, the negatives of her past behavior, so too, sir, do I think that it would be stupid for me to explore whether she was right or wrong in saying that you had a substance abuse problem. Do you understand? And were abusive to her. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the only issue that I have to resolve in this case is whether your daughter was living with Mrs. James with your permission. Your answer says she was not living there with your permission, that your home was always open to her.
Yes, ma'am.
And therefore, you are not liable for her support. The contract that you witnessed in October of 2001, which outlined the rules for your daughter remaining in Mrs. James's home, is testament to the fact that your daughter was living there with your permission and approval. That being the case, sir, you are responsible for her support. Period. End of discussion. The only issue is how much. Put your hand down, madam. Do you get support for your daughter from her mother?
No longer, ma'am.
When did it stop?
On her 18th birthday.
Which was when?
18 February.
So from the time she came to Mrs. James's home for the last 19 months, or 18 months, you were getting support from Vicky's mother for her. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
In what amount?
$275 a month.
What were you doing collecting support for her when she wasn't living with you?
I maintain a home for her.
No, sir. I'm already telling you. You permitted her to live with Mrs. James with your not only tacit approval, with your active approval in witnessing this agreement. You said, keep her. She's too much trouble for me. I'm giving you my permission to keep her. I'm witnessing the agreement that you two are signing to permit her to live in your house. That doesn't mean she's living there without your permission. Your door is open. You may have spoken to a lawyer who said to you, listen, as long as you can convince a judge that your door is always open and that all she has to do is abide by your rules, you're not responsible for her support. That's not the case here, sir. She lived outside your home with your permission, and you're responsible for her support. Not only that, would you be responsible for her support, but you're getting support from her mother for her and keeping it. You can't do that. $4,950 so far. Next, Did you claim her on your tax returns last year?
Yes, ma'am.
She wasn't living with you for the full year.
She was living with me 6 months.
So you took advantage of her status as a minor child without any of the downside, which means that you kept her mother's money, the $275, you claimed her on your tax returns. You didn't do the right thing, sir.
And I provided the medical for her, which is not inexpensive.
Just a second.
I provided medical, and I still do.
How much? Just a second. How much does it cost you to provide medical coverage for your daughter?
Because I'm a retired military officer.
Yes.
We get it for the entire family for $460 a quarter, which is full coverage.
Just a second. $460 a quarter for the entire family. That's you and who else?
Her.
$1,840 a year. Now, what is an individual plan?
They charge me $90 for a quarter.
Show me.
I don't think I have that down here. I just have where I have her on here. And I have my medical bills I spent during that time on her.
Good.
Because I did cover her.
Good.
The bills where I covered her, you would like to see them, ma'am?
No. Did you spend more than $5,000?
A year? No, ma'am.
No.
Close to, well, a year. With Victoria and all, it was about $800 for a year. Total.
$800 you spent.
Plus, ma'am, earlier though, on this, when I had sent her this, this adolescent treatment team there in Reno, which she was diagnosed with oppositional defiance disorder, and a very big handful, and I did my best, Your Honor, to do what I could to. I went to family psychology meetings with her, and everything. She asked me to quit my job. I did.
Listen to me, sir. What I'm saying to you is your daughter seems to be doing fine. And what I'm saying to you is, we're talking about money. And so far, your ex-wife contributed to you almost $5,000 in support for your daughter who wasn't living with you. Now, let us assume that each of you have a 50% responsibility to support your child. That means you would pay $5,000 and your ex-wife would pay $5,000. And so far, you've told me that in a year, you spent $800 on your daughter, which, even if you had no obligation to pay support for her, which you do, still leaves $3,500 that you wound up in profit. Profit. From what your ex-wife sent to you for the support of your child that you didn't turn over to her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
I paid $200 a month to have someone pick Victoria up while I was working for the post office to take her into school every day. And I picked her up when I got off work in the middle of my night, so to speak, because I work nights at there. She requested that. She said, Dad, everything will be great if you quit your job.
You're talking about when she was living with you?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't care when she was living with you. That's what you do. You're her parent. You do whatever you have to do. I'm talking about between you and a stranger. Did you pick her up, pay $200 a month for somebody else to pick her up from school when she was living with Mrs. James?
She rides the bus.
I'm asking you a question.
No.
I don't care what you spent on her. I don't care if you spent the last dime that you had in the bank. She's your child. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm talking about when she was living with Mrs. James.
Anytime she called me and says, Dad, I need something, she got it.
You took money designated for her by the courts and sent to you by her mother and used it for yourself, sir. That's what you did. That is not permissible. That goes to her. That's for her support, not to divert some of your own expenses.
Ma'am, I was attempting to be a parent, and Ms. James was not allowing me to be a parent.
Then what were you doing signing this document?
I was trying to make my child safe. If she's going to run around, I at least want to know where she's at, with whom she's with.
Then you know, then she's there with your permission.
She still has a bedroom there and a bed in there to go
Let me
into
explain
it.
something to you. You can't double talk me, sir.
No, ma'am, it's the truth.
You're double talking me. You went there. You understood where your daughter was living. It has been a good arrangement for your daughter. Clearly, it's been a good arrangement for her, and your responsibility as a parent is to see to it that your daughter is supported. Now, I'm not even getting into what your individual responsibility would be for her support. But minimally, the money that her mother sent to you, court-ordered, for support, should have gone to Mrs. James. And I'm not belaboring the point, and that's $4,590, sir. That you had no right to take from your daughter. You had no right to take from Mrs. James. You had an obligation to turn it over to her immediately. And if you don't understand that, I'm not spending any more time, wasting my time trying to explain it to you. You had no right to take her money. Period. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,590. That's all.
Now, this is case number 574 on the calendar in the matter of Klein versus Collier. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Klein, the defendant is your former fiancé who you claim owes you for a car loan.
Yes.
A loan which was taken out in your name. He signed a note, according to you. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
He was paying the note, I assume, for a period of time, and then when you broke up, he stopped paying the car loan. You want that. In addition, you want some miscellaneous expenses that you had to incur in order to get him out of your apartment. The defendant, Mr. Collier, says that you have the engagement ring worth $3,000, you have his motorcycle worth some more money, and that you agreed that when you separated, it would be sort of a clean slate and there wouldn't be any debts. Is that your defense, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's start with the car loan. You acknowledge the loan.
Yes.
How much is left on the loan?
$4,800 and some change.
Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. So you tell me, Mr. Collier, why you believe you are not responsible for this loan.
Well, I felt, Mrs. Judge Judy, that when we got engaged February 8th and that everything was going good, and that Wednesday, for some reason, she starts freaking out, calling my gym, seeing if I'm at the gym or not. And so I come home and say, what's going on? She goes, I just want to believe that you really love me. And I said, well, Christine, why did you take the ring and start acting like this? Then that Thursday, she went through my cell phone bill, called a couple of friends, asked if we had sexual relationships. And, you know, they said no. One told her yeah, and said that, you know, we did 3 times, and I tried to tell her we didn't. I don't, you know, and the girl goes to my gym. So then I said, you know, we can't do this anymore. Let's get our own, I'll get my own apartment, I'll move out. She agreed with that. She actually was going to sign for me to get the apartment because we didn't know if I would be able to get it in my name. We went out and looked that day. They turned me down when they saw my credit. Then we went through another week.
And were you still living together?
Yeah, we're still together. She asked me to stay away from home as much as I can. So I said, okay, no problem. I will stay at the gym as long as I could. Come home, I was sleeping on the sofa. So then we went through that week. The 21st came up. We went to a Laker game together. Having fun, drinking. Everything was going good still. I think, okay, I'll get my own apartment. We'll try to make it work. If we can't, we can't. That Saturday, we both get up to go to the gym. She goes to her gym, I go to my gym. She goes, are you going to take the dogs for a walk? I said, yeah, I am. She goes, well, I'll go with you guys. We went for a walk. I went off to the gym. I said, I'll be home at 12. We'll go look for an apartment. I get home. There was 2 officers there with my stuff outside. I didn't know what to say. And I just stood there. And then they said, you have an hour to get it out of here. And then when we talked about me moving in the first place.
Don't go back. Don't go backwards.
Okay. Well,
Mr. Collier, don't go backwards. Just go forwards.
Okay.
So we are now, your stuff is in a U-Haul.
Right.
Okay, good. Where's the engagement ring?
I exchanged it for earrings because it was on my credit card. I was solely responsible to pay for it.
It was on my credit card. I have the receipt right here.
Yeah, but it's under my name. I'm paying for it. And he actually had the nerve to ask for me to give him the ring back so he could pawn it for money to move out. So I'll pay for my ring twice.
1 second. He signed for it.
Right, because he had a credit card under my account. My mistake.
Is this her credit card, sir?
It was well, I was on there, yes.
This is her credit card.
It's, yeah.
Shh, listen to me. I have a question for you, Mr.
Okay, go ahead.
It's her credit card. She gave you an additional card as an additional card holder.
Right.
When was the engagement ring purchased?
February 8th.
March 1st. Did you make a payment on the credit card?
No, I didn't.
There you go. Who did you expect to pay the credit card bill?
Well, I was going to pay the credit. Christine.
But you didn't.
But Judy.
So right now, so listen to me, sir.
Okay.
Your defense to this $4,800 car loan is that she kept the engagement ring. That's one. But she's paying for the engagement ring.
Right.
You're not.
Right.
So you don't get a credit for that, sir.
But
you understand? You don't get a credit for the thought. You get a credit for the money. It was nice of you to buy it. but you also have to pay for it. You didn't pay for it, you don't get it back. Clear?
Yes.
What's the next thing? The next thing you wrote down here is shouldn't have to pay for something because she has your motorcycle. Tell me about the motorcycle.
Motorcycle, she signed for it. For 4 months, I made payments on the bike.
Hold on.
And insurance.
Hold on a second. Motorcycle, purchased when?
10/12, 2002.
How much was it purchased for?
With tax and license, I don't know, 13, 12, something.
$13, $12 or
$1,000.
Let's say $12,000.
$12,000.
She took out the loan for it.
She didn't take out any loans on it. She just signed for it. I paid all the payments on it.
Shh, listen to me carefully. You made 4 payments on it, you said.
Yes.
Listen to me carefully. Shh. I want you to be quiet. Okay. Trying to get a point across to him. You made 4 payments on it.
Yes.
Each payment was how much?
$250 plus with insurance.
I'm just talking about the payments.
$200 for the payments.
$200 for the payments. So you made a total of $800. Miss Klein, I want you to be quiet. I want you to stand still and just be quiet. So you made $800 in payments.
Yes.
On a $12,000 motorcycle.
Right.
She has the motorcycle.
Yeah, I don't know where it is now.
She has it.
Yes.
You don't know where it is.
No.
You don't have it.
No.
Who is obligated to pay the $12,000 for the bicycle, you or Miss Klein?
Miss Klein.
So she has back the ring, which she made into earrings, because she doesn't want your ring, but she's paying for it. So that's not a credit towards the $4,800 you owe her for the car. She has the motorcycle, which she is obligated to pay $12,000 for, because she signed for it, and you made 4 payments of $200 each, and I assume you drove the motorcycle for 4 months. Is that right?
Well, when it was nice out.
I don't care whether you drove it in the rain or in a blizzard, sir.
Well,
you had
yeah,
it.
I rode it.
You had it. You rode it. You used it. You paid $200 a month for the use of it, right? Forget it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She changed her mind.
She changed her mind. But then she files this claim
just a
saying that
second.
she asked me for the money.
She changed her mind, sir. She decided that you weren't as good as she thought you were.
And later today,
She was a friend of yours, and she said, you can come and stay in my house, take care of my dog while you were there, babysitting for the house. Why else don't you owe her for the car loan, sir?
Because we had an agreement that if I go on my own, she knew that I couldn't afford an apartment on my own, that she would take the loss on all the bills that we had together.
Why would she do that for you?
But that's what she said. And I said, are you sure you want to do that, Christine? She said, yes, I'll get another loan to pay off everything. That's what she said to me.
Well, why would somebody want to do that for you, Mr. Collier?
Judge Judy, that's what she said to me. I talked to her and I said, Christine, are you sure you want to do that?
She changed her mind.
She changed her mind. I totally
That's
understand
what women do.
Yeah,
That's what women do. They change their mind.
I understand that.
She decided you weren't
and
as
then
good
she
as she
goes to
thought. I'm
court.
speaking.
But then she files
She-
this
just
claim
a
saying that
second.
she asked me for the money. And
Listen to me.
we haven't talked since the 21st.
Mr. Collier, didn't you notice my mouth moving, sir?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Judge Judy.
She changed her mind, sir. She decided that you weren't as good as she thought you were. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
She wants her money back. Miss Klein, I know that you want to get into how you had to get bodyguards and hire people to get him out of your apartment. That's not my problem. Don't visit it on me. Visit on me only the fact that he owes you $4,800 for the car. Now, you both agree that that's what's left on the loan? Is that right?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,800. Thank you very much. Go have a happy life.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm clueless as to why he's clueless, as to why he was kicked out when he was abusing me back since July of last year.
She probably felt like I was going to get angry if she kicked me out.
He's a master manipulator and an abuser, and I fell into the trap.
Because I have the tendency to get angry.
I'm just glad to be free and away from him at this point.
and now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Romine versus Gauthier. Step forward, please.
Child care provider Karen Romine is suing her former friend, realtor Dolores Gauthier, for the cost of her dentures. Karen says, while pet sitting for Dolores, her dog ate them.
Miss Romaine, you were house sitting for the defendant and pet sitting, is that right?
Yes, I was.
Had you done that before?
No.
Were you doing it as a neighbor, as a friend, or were you being paid?
As a friend. I think she was trying to get me out of the house where my daughter and I were sharing a house, and I have four grandkids then. She kind of for sanity ways.
And what?
For my own mental.
For your sanity. So she was a friend of yours, and she said, you can come and stay in my house, take care of my dog, take care of my house while I'm on vacation, give you a little bit of a break. Is that right?
Yes.
And your complaint is that while you were there babysitting for the house and the dog ate your dentures.
Yes.
Right? Shh. And these dentures you had placed up on counter.
Yes.
Dog jumped up and chewed them. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Romaine, whose fault is that?
I guess it could be mine. I thought the counter was high enough where the dog couldn't reach him.
When you say, I guess it could be mine, she was on vacation, right?
Yes.
So it couldn't be hers. You can't sue the dog. So what are we doing here?
Well, I thought it would be her responsibility since I was watching the dog. Yeah, and
No, you're supposed to take responsibility for your own actions. Mr. Romaine, you answered right the first time, which is what surprised me about your lawsuit to begin with. She's on vacation. You agree to watch the dog. You're watching the dog, and you were supposed to watch and take care of your own property. The fact that you miscalculated and let the dog get a hold of your property and destroyed it doesn't make her responsible. Makes you responsible. So you got to take care of your own business, right?
You're right.
Perfect. Good. Then we don't have to bother each other any further. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It went well?
It was quick.
I came home from vacation and she showed me a baggie with her teeth in them.
Your dog ate my teeth.
Well, I felt bad, but I felt she was negligent.
We're still friends.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Montgomery versus McCarthy. Step forward, please.
25-year-old student Brandy Montgomery is suing small business owner Caitlin McCarthy for having her falsely arrested. Caitlin says Brandy charged at her swinging a keychain.
Well, quite frankly, I read both your complaint and answer in this case, and I really am quite confused. The best I can come up with is that, Ms. Montgomery, it is your claim that the defendant filed a false police report and had you arrested for assault. Yes. Those charges were ultimately dismissed. You say they were false to begin with. Ms. McCarthy says that you did, in fact, hit her with a set of keys. Is that
Yes.
right? How do you know each other? I couldn't even figure that out from the papers.
Ma'am, her friend was my roommate, and that's how we met.
Now, you say it was a friend of your roommate. Who's your roommate?
Our roommate was Dakota. Her name was Dakota.
She lived with you and your husband?
Yes, ma'am.
Until when?
That day she was moving out was that day. The reason she was moving out is because we were not getting along. So she had decided to move out, and we were moving out a couple days after that.
Go ahead.
I had met her once when I first moved in with Dakota, which was the roommate, and then again on the day of the incident.
All right, well, I'd like you to tell me your version of what happened on the day of the incident, which was when?
It was on July 28th. I have a police report right here. Would you like?
I'd like to see it. Come on, start talking.
Sorry. My husband and I got home from picking him up from work. We go downstairs to where we live, which is like a two-story condo type place. We go downstairs. I decide to go to the store, so I go back up. So I go upstairs. I saw the defendant in the driveway. I walk past her. I do not say any words to her. I get in my car. I drive away. I go to the store. I come back from the store, and there's sheriffs. There's about 4 sheriff cars in the driveway. I park my car, walk towards my driveway. I get arrested.
And that's all you know?
That's
charged at her swinging a keychain.
All right, Ms. McCarthy, now I'll hear you.
Judge, I didn't know either Dakota except for that day. I have never met the plaintiff before the day of incident. I was asked by a friend to come and help her move. She said she needed to move very quickly because there was some back rent due. The landlord wanted the money and she didn't have it.
Who's the friend?
The friend is Beverly. She lives in Nevada, but she had introduced us.
Beverly, but nobody connected with the plaintiff.
No, I don't know any of these people.
Beverly is somebody that is not involved in this case other than the fact that Beverly asked you to go and move Dakota.
Correct. That's correct.
So you were actually in the plaintiff's apartment,
yes, ma'am,
helping Dakota move.
Yes.
Oh, well, now I understand.
Yes.
Go ahead.
We had moved for a couple of hours, been packing boxes. In fact, the plaintiff did come with her husband back to the house while we were moving. So I'm helping her move, and I was in the kitchen, I was packing things, kitchen items, and Brandy walked in with her husband. They were very agitated, started to go through boxes, opening them to see what was in them. I thought, well, she might be afraid that something was being taken, right?
Right.
She came over to me where I was packing, and she bumped into me, knocked me into the box that I was packing. She was very aggressive, and she opened up the box, started to dig through.
Did you say anything to her? Did she say anything to you?
Not a thing. She didn't even say, I'm Brandy. She didn't say anything. She just did this act. I saw the agitation. I was in damage control. I thought, I don't know what's going on with these two, but I'm just going to let her look. I did. She went out, went away. A few minutes later, I went out to the garage. I went to get another box. Upon returning...
And you were doing this as a favor to Beverly?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Well, she's a very good friend of mine, and I just...
And how did she know Dakota?
I have no idea how they met, but I had something to do with their work. And she didn't have anybody there. That was the thing. She had no family, no friends. She hadn't been there very long. And so Beverly said, this girl needs help. She needs to move out today because she had surrendered the property to the landlords for non-payment. So I went over to help. She had hired some other help as well. So we were all moving, and this incident took place. I went out to the garage. I came back from the garage with a box in my hand, and Brandy stood in front of me, blocking my path to the kitchen. I didn't know what her reason to confront me was, since I didn't know her or what was going on.
Did you say anything to her?
I didn't say anything to her first. She said something to me.
What did she say?
Well, she was swinging her keys, and she had a hand on her hip and was very agitated with me, and I didn't know why. And she said, I'm not moving, and there's not a thing you can do about it. I don't know why that would matter to me, whether she moved or didn't. I was there to help Dakota get out, and I didn't know what all these incidences were between them. I said to her, well, whatever, but you need to let me pass so we can move. I went ahead and started to move, and she was swinging her keys. She advanced on me, and the key came right to my face as she was swinging it. All I did was pull my face back, and it just grazed my chin. I decided that was pretty aggressive for me. I didn't know whether, it was going to escalate.
Aggressive?
So I went and I called the police on my cell phone.
Okay, back to you.
These are the keys, ma'am. If I swung these keys around and hit somebody with them, they would leave a pretty giant mark.
Not necessarily. I believe her. I have to make a judgment.
Correct.
She tells a very simplistic story. Can you think of a reason, Miss Montgomery, that Miss McCarthy, you didn't know her, according to both of you? Think of a reason why she would call the police on you.
She knew that Dakota and I had gotten into it, and the police had already been out to the house 2 prior times between me and my roommate. Yes. And the police had told us that if they came out again, that somebody would be arrested. So I believe that she did it in spite to get me arrested, to prove a point to me, because my roommate said I owed her money for back rent.
What did she have to do with that?
Ma'am, I did not swing keys.
Yes, you did. Sure you did.
Yes, you did.
Sure you did. You were angry. You had a fight. You didn't know who she was. She was helping your roommate. You swung keys. You didn't injure her. You didn't hurt her, but she had an absolute right to call the police. Grow up. Case dismissed.
Now it's just case number 545 on the calendar in the matter of Flick versus Flick. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Mrs. Flick, the defendant is your soon-to-be former daughter-in-law.
Yes.
Currently married to your son, but I assume that you're in the process of divorcing. Is that right?
Yes.
It is your claim that she owes you money for 2 things. First, some hockey tickets that you paid for that were never delivered. And second, some slashed tires in a car that your son was driving and that you claim the defendant vandalized on 2 separate occasions. How long have they been married?
They've been married since August 13th of 2002.
When did you give her the money for these tickets, these hockey tickets, and why?
In October, they went to a Minnesota Wild, Detroit Red Wings hockey game, and my son is a Detroit Red Wings fan. My son's birthday was in March. He said he wanted to go back. Michaela has had an arrangement with her employer where he would buy hockey tickets and give them to her at cost. These were extremely good seats, but they were still $70 a piece. I agreed because it's my son's birthday to purchase 6 tickets.
Just a second. You agreed with whom?
Michaela.
And you said 6 tickets?
6 tickets.
And who was supposed to go?
Michaela and David, my son David.
Which is David? Raise your hand, David. Okay.
Myself and a friend of mine, my son Neil and his girlfriend.
Okay. So, did you send Michaela a check?
Yes.
Do you have a copy of that check?
I have a check. It's not made out to her She asked, because the money was going to be deducted from her paycheck, that was money she needed to pay rent. She asked me to make it out to the place she was living at the time.
Is that right so far?
Yes.
Okay, so what happened?
My employer took the money out of my check, and he was going to get the hockey tickets for me. It was taking a long time, and Charlotte was concerned about her not really getting the tickets because her son has done things where he hasn't exactly been honest with her and took money from her before. So during this time, he wanted to start up a home-based business, a web design company. And so December 8th, we went out to Walmart. He bought a whole bunch of stuff, a computer printer, a scanner, ink cartridges.
He bought a lot of stuff, yes.
A lot of stuff. And he took that money.
What money?
The $420. That's what he bought that stuff with.
He can't take the money. The check wasn't made out to him. It was made out to the rental company in October 28th. He can't take this money.
I got the money back from my employer. The employer gave me the money back.
Show me.
I don't have anything
This wasn't,
to show that.
listen to me. So what you're telling me, this is your defense, your employer gave you back the money that he had taken out of your pay to buy the tickets so that you could take your husband shopping for something else.
Yes.
You still owe her the money.
Okay.
Do you understand why? No, but I'm going to explain to you why.
Okay.
You had a contract, verbal, with her. Your contract with her was, I will send you $420
Okay.
and you will purchase these tickets. You cannot unilaterally modify the terms of that contract by contracting with somebody else, even your husband. Aside from the fact that I have a feeling if I ask your husband whether you took the money back from your employer,
He's not going to tell you.
He would say no. Is that right?
Correct.
Right, because you're lying. That's just a lot of who shot John that you're giving me. All right, now let's get to the tire slashing. I just wanted to try to figure out what kind of person you are. Okay? Now here we go. So then we go to the tire slashing.
The first one was January 27th.
Of 2003.
Of 2003. And the second one was February 13th of 2003.
Who saw the incident of the 27th of January, 2003?
My son, Neil. Neil, would you come up, please?
Neil, your last name is Flick?
Yes.
Okay. Talk to me.
Okay, it was about 11:15 at night. I was actually waiting for my girlfriend to come over because we kind of go out at night. And I saw my brother and his friend Neil Trude, who's right there, waiting in a car. They proceeded to leave to go out on their own. And as I was watching, I noticed a celebrity, or it looked like a celebrity as I saw it, by my brother's car.
So they weren't driving your brother's car, they were driving a different car.
Neil was driving his Buick Regal. I saw her car, which was a celebrity, by my brother's car.
Your brother's car was parked?
Yes, it was parked on the street outside of our house. Excuse me.
Okay, go ahead.
And I didn't actually see her slash the tires. I see her actually enter her car, slam the door, and drive down the street.
And this was about 11:15 at night?
Yes, 11:15.
The other witness to that event was Neil Truitt, who was in the car with my son David at the time.
But he didn't see anything?
No, but he was on the phone with her, and she gave him a play-by-play description of what she was doing.
Oh, really? Okay, Mr. Truitt, tell me what happened on the 27th, sir.
See, I just went and purchased a car, so me and Dave were just going to go out driving. And I would say about a half hour after we had been driving around, I had received a call from Kayla, who I was also friends with at the time, and she heard that he was in the car with me. So she said something nasty about him. He said something nasty about her. She managed, I guess, to hear that, and by the way she was talking, it sounded like she might have been inebriated. She's like, well, you know, heck with it, you know, I'm going to go slash his tires, and hangs up. Well, that's why we had went back to his house, because he thought that she was going to really do it. I didn't think she was going to do it. But we stopped by anyway, and we waited just to make sure that she wasn't going to show up. She never showed up, so we left. And she'd called me up about 5 to 10 minutes after we had left. And she goes, well, I'm here now. And I said, where are you? She goes, well, I'm right here, next to Dave's car. And so she goes...
Did she say I'm right next to Dave's car?
She said I'm at the house. So
I'm
I'm
at the house.
assuming.
Well, don't make it up as you're going along. I want to hear exactly what she said to you, sir.
Okay. Apologize. She goes, well, here goes the first one. And you could hear a thud. And she goes, here goes the second one. And then you hear another thud. And she says, okay, I feel better now. And then she hung up.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Within 5 years, can you tell me how old you are?
Around 50.
I'm just thinking about how old I am. I'm also somewhere around 50.
And later today,
She was coming closer towards me. I put my arms up in a defense mode.
She was in my face, and she pushed me down into the bushes. I fell flat on my back and hit my head on the cement surrounding the...
half of her son.
Go ahead.
The only reason that all this stuff is going on is
I
because
don't
on
care about the
December
reason.
8th...
Shh, listen to me. I don't care about what you perceive to be the reason. I care about whether you slashed your husband's tires. The answer is either I did.
I didn't.
Or I didn't.
I had just got back in town that night about 10 o'clock p.m. from Minnesota. It was Super Bowl weekend. And I was in the process all night moving from my residence to my mother's house. The second night, I got it.
I didn't get to the second night
Okay.
yet. Can you think of any reason why Mr. Truitt would make up this story?
Yes, I can.
I'll
December
hear you.
8th, me and my husband got in a domestic violent dispute where he pushed me and was in mid-swing of a punch where I broke a beer bottle upside his head. We were both arrested for
Yeah.
domestic violence.
Yes.
His mother bailed him out. I don't know why, because he's kicked her teeth in before. He has a history of violence. I found out that Neil, after this incident, my best friend of 7 years, was hanging out with Dave. Dave has a coke problem. I was getting on Neil's butt, wondering if he was into that now because he's my best friend and I care about him. Dave has a history of violence and a history of lying. He's done it his whole life. He's ran people over with cars. His little brother had to pry him off me while he was strangling me one time.
So it's the same. So it's
after,
shh.
Okay.
And based upon what you're telling me, his brother's testimony is false as well for the same reason.
Yeah, I was not at that house.
For the same reason. And you can't think of anyone else who might slash his tires. Let me ask you this question. Prior to December of 2002, how many times had the tires been slashed on your car?
None.
Never.
Never.
And within 5 years, can you tell me how old you are?
Around 50.
Good. So in 50 years, nobody has ever slashed your tires. I'm just thinking about how old I am. I'm also somewhere around 50. And I, for many, many years, lived in New York City. Nobody ever slashed my tires. Now I'm going to ask you the same question. I know how old you are.
Then it ain't necessary to be said, right?
Yeah. No. That's not necessary. How many times did you have your tires slashed on your car?
Never.
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 So isn't it sort of coincidental that probably we have 100 years over here?
Mm-hmm.
And only after this domestic violence dispute that you had with your soon-to-be former husband do her tires get slashed, not once, but 2 times. Isn't that coincidental?
No.
Well, you may not like the coincidence, but if you understood what the word meant, you would understand that it is coincidental. It is coincidental. You may not like the ramifications of it, but the word that you would use under those circumstances, madam, is coincidental. Let me hear about February 13th, please.
February 13th, which we kind of expected something to happen. That would have been their 6-month anniversary. David went out and got into his car and found out that his tires were slashed at that time. About 5 minutes later, he got a phone call from Michaela.
Well, then I don't want you to tell me about that. He will have to tell me about that. Stand up. Go ahead.
I went out to my car after I was hanging out with a couple of my friends that night, and I got in my car, drove about half a block before both my tires went flat. And I got back home, called the police, and after maybe about 20, 25 minutes, she called and just tried to make small talk to basically get me riled up, I would assume.
But she didn't say anything about your tires.
She didn't say anything about the tires, but...
Okay, fine. Get over it.
Okay.
Get over it. You're supposed to act like grown-up, Miss Flick.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
21.
This is your first marriage?
Yes.
You don't celebrate your 6-month anniversary with your soon-to-be ex-husband by slashing
I was
his
in
tires.
the bar all night
Right.
with my brother, who's right here.
Was she there, as she said?
Yes.
Right. Sure she was. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $621.24. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Michaela has a history of probably 20 destruction of properties?
No, I have 2 destruction of properties, and they're not slashing tires, they're breaking out windows.
Even at the last statement that the defendant made that this was her brother, that would probably be news to her mother or her father because it's not her brother.
She's my adopted sister. If she doesn't want to believe that, then that's her problem.
I think the judge is right when she says she needs to grow up.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Edie versus Nevius. Step forward, please.
24-year-old nanny, Heather Edie, is suing 20-year-old waitress, Jillian Nevius, for assaulting her outside a bar. Jillian says Heather called her a name.
Miss Edie, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you outside of the bar. You weren't seriously injured, but you want to be compensated for any medical bills that you have and for your discomfort. Miss Nevius doesn't seem to deny that she was responsible for pushing you. She has an excuse. I'm going to listen to it. And she even at one point said she agreed to give you $150 towards whatever expenses you had. But then there was some sort of a disagreement about how she was going to get the money to you, which resulted in the 2 of you coming to court today. So, when was this bar fight?
It was on the morning of January 27th, 2003.
Which means what time?
1:45, I was leaving the bar.
So it was outside the bar?
Yes, in the parking lot.
Did you know the defendant prior to that evening?
I did know her, but we had never really spoken before then. I just knew she didn't like me.
What made you think she didn't like you?
Rumors, people telling me, and the way she acted. Well, she also admitted to people that she didn't like me, so.
Shouldn't bother you.
Okay.
So what happened?
I was out celebrating my birthday at a bar, and the defendant was there using a false identification. I was leaving the bar with my friend, and my friend said facetiously, you know, oh, I forgot to say goodbye to Jill. And I answered back with a derogatory name about the defendant, not knowing...
Why did you do that?
Like I said, I had heard all the things that she said about me. She had heard things about me.
So you called her a nasty name?
Yes, I did.
And?
And then I turned around, and she was in my face, and she pushed me down into the bushes. I fell flat on my back.
So she was around you when you called her a nasty name?
I did not know that, though. I was walking out of the door, and she was behind me. And I was talking to my friend at the time.
At some point, you turned around?
Yes, I did.
Well, what caused you to turn around?
Her yelling my friend's name.
And?
And she pushed me down into the bushes. I fell flat on my back and hit my head on the cement surrounding the parking lot.
Okay, and that's the assault that you're talking about?
Yes, it is.
You have a report?
I did not do a police report. I was going to, but we came up with a settlement outside of not using it, and because she was in the bar illegally, underage, I didn't feel that she needed any more trouble. So I didn't do a police report.
Okay. So she agreed to give you $150, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You want to tell me, is anything different about that evening from what she's already told me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Stop laughing. It's not funny.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing. I do want to state my case. On the day it happened, the witness, which did not show up, Danielle, she was our friend, a mutual friend that I've been friends with for about 2 years. Since they started hanging out, she kind of stopped talking to me. They were going to leave, and this is a place that I've gone to with all my work friends, you know, every Sunday for karaoke for probably a good 3 months. I had never been carded there. I know. Okay. So, anyways, I went to go talk to my friend.
Let's get to 1:45 in the morning.
Okay. So everybody was leaving. The 2 of them were leaving. They had said goodbye to everybody except for me. And this was the second time that it had happened. And, you know, as a good friend of mine, I wanted to know. I wanted to get to the bottom of why she wasn't talking to me anymore. So I went out the door to go talk to her. Heather was standing behind her. And I go, hey, Danielle, can I talk to you? And as soon as I walked through the door, she had called me the name. And so I was like, hey, whoa, what, you know, I felt very, you know, I was like, wait a second, I just want to talk to my friend, I want to get to the bottom of it. Me and Heather have known each other, we have been cordial with each other, we've never been friends, but as soon as she called me that, I felt very threatened, and she had been drinking a lot, it was her birthday, we were celebrating, and when it happened, when she called me the name, I put my arms up in a defense mode, and then she was coming closer towards me. And so I did push her because I felt threatened. She was in my personal space.
Okay, so you pushed her and she pay
Yes, ma'am.
And you agreed to pay her $150?
I did, after I had asked to see some kind of documentation that she had gone to the doctor. That's something that we verbally had stated. I did sign a letter to her because I'm the kind of person that...
I don't care what kind of person you are.
Okay.
Did she agree to pay you if you went to the doctor?
She agreed to pay me so I could go to the doctor. That was what the agreement was for.
Okay.
And I have the letter right here.
Can I see it?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I speak?
I want to look at the letter first,
Okay.
then you can speak. This doesn't say anything about going to the doctor.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Okay. I had written the letter. She had called me many a times. I was in the process of moving. I didn't know what to do. Once I
You did it.
I know I did.
So do it.
And I had, okay, so there's more to this story, Your Honor. I have messages on my cell phone, which I didn't get a chance to dub, which I should have, but I didn't get a chance to.
I'm interested what you didn't get a chance to do.
The night that I was supposed to pay her, at the bar that night, her boyfriend did come in and threaten me, and that is why my witness is here. He's been through the whole thing. He was there the time it happened. After it happened, and she fell. I told her that she was faking because the way she fell, Your Honor, I mean, it was...
You signed a note.
Okay.
She gave up the right to call the police and to have you charged with an assault or an attempted assault. You agreed to give her $150 so that wouldn't happen, and you didn't do it. So I don't care what happened with her boyfriend, with your boyfriend. I don't want to hear from either one of them. I hardly want to hear from you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $150. That's all.
This is case number 466 on the calendar in the matter of Roshesky versus Howland. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
All right, Ms. Moshesky, you received an inheritance when you turned 18 years old, and you proceeded to act like an idiot with the money when you got it. Is that a fair statement?
That's correct, Your Honor.
How much did you get?
A couple $100,000.
A couple of hundred means 200,000?
Correct.
Was it more than 200,000 or less?
225,000.
How much do you have left?
0.
How old are you now?
20.
How long did it take you to blow the 225?
Less than a year.
Is this the ex-boyfriend?
That's correct.
How much did he get?
Whatever he wanted.
And this is the ex-boyfriend's brother?
That's correct.
According to you, you made a loan to the ex-boyfriend's brother for a truck down payment that he wanted. And that was $1,000.
Correct.
When did you give him the $1,000?
On June 27th.
Of what year?
2001.
And now you want $1,500 back, $500 for interest.
Correct.
That you don't get. You have a loan agreement with him?
It was a verbal.
Tell me about it.
The ex-boyfriend had asked me to give him his brother the money, and I did. And he said that he would give me the money back.
Who said he would give it back?
The brother.
I mean, this guy right here.
Correct. He said, quote unquote, I will give you the money back, regardless if you break up. You will get your money back.
No, ma'am.
Tell me what happened.
Well, what happened was me and her went shopping that day, looking around for pickup trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, I found a truck. Well, later that evening, we went out to, I think it was...
Wait just a second. Don't go later that evening. You jumped over something.
Well...
You saw a truck that you liked.
Yes.
And how old are you?
20.
So when you were 19, you saw a truck that you liked. You said, how much is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Uncross your legs.
Yes, ma'am.
So you said to the man who was the salesperson, how much is this truck?
Mm-hmm.
And what did they tell you?
It was $12,000.
Did you talk to her about the truck?
Yeah, some.
What did you say?
I said I liked it, thought it was nice.
And what'd she say?
She said, yeah, it's pretty cool, whatever.
Good. And didn't talk about any specifics?
No.
Okay, what's the next important thing that happened, Mr.
The next
Howland?
important thing is that I'd mentioned to her, I said I ought to go to my parents and get a loan for $1,000 or something like that to put down on the truck, because I'd already talked to the bank earlier, and they said you could need at least, $1,000, $1,500, as much as you can put down would be great. So we went, and we went out. We were going to some bar or something like that, where it was like a backyard bar. Me and her were out in the truck, and Kenny came out. We got in the truck. She was taking us home. When we got to my house, she turned around, and she handed me a check for $1,000. I looked at it. I said, look, I cannot take this money, I said, I can't pay you back. And she said, look, she said, don't worry about it. If you can't pay me back, it's no big deal. She said, if you can, that's great. If not, no problem.
How much money in the course of the year that she was feeling pretty flush did she spend on you and your brother?
She never really, spent money on us. I mean, she'd say, hey, let's go get a four-wheeler or whatever.
Let's go get a what?
Four-wheeler, ATV, four-wheeler. So,
listen to me, four-wheeler.
Wheeler, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
ATV. And They drove right down there. She picked out the one she wanted, wrote a check for it, loaded it in the truck. We'd go to San Antonio. She'd get the nicest hotel room, take everybody, like 15 people out to dinner, you know, $500 dinner checks.
Did you buy anything for these two guys in the year that you were feeling pretty fresh? Like, tell me what?
Well, this, I have the summary from the bank that shows the ex-boyfriend, the defendant, Kenny, his personal bills. I was stupid. I did waste the money.
Kenny's personal bills.
And I have a copy
Anything
of the
else?
check. I have a copy of the check.
This isn't a whole bunch of money. This is just some money. Kenny's
just
personal
some,
bills.
correct.
Kenny, she paid some of your bills at one point in July?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Because she wanted to, I guess.
Well, what were you doing?
Ma'am?
What word didn't you understand?
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Stand up. You hear me better when you stand up. Why didn't you pay your own bills?
I don't know.
She didn't have the money.
Don't help them out. You still have the truck?
Yes, ma'am.
She doesn't have any money left.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, she was pretty stupid.
Yeah, should have managed her money better, I guess.
Right.
If it would have been a loan, she would have made me sign a note or something.
Sit down. Sit down. I didn't get there yet. I said, when you needed money to buy a truck, she gave it to you, right?
Yeah.
And now she doesn't have any money because she was really foolish.
Yes.
She blew it. But now she needs some help. Don't you think it would be nice for you to help her by giving her back the money she gave you?
Well, yes, I would, but it's, I mean, it goes, it's a long line of how do I say it? Craziness, I guess.
Well, why don't you tell me about the long line of craziness?
One night, let's see, me and my brother had went down to the beach, and constantly they were just, I mean, they were always fighting, always fighting. Well, me and my brother went down to this beach. It was a fishing trip, and only guys only. And she wanted to go, and she wanted to go, and Kenny told her no, so she was mad that she couldn't go. So while we were down, she called probably 300 times on the cell phone, you know, calling, just arguing and everything.
This, I assume the story has a point.
Yes, yes. Well,
Get to
anyways, we get back to the house where she's calling. And she comes over at 3 o'clock in the morning, beating on the door. We let her in. She goes straight back to his room, jumps on top of him, starts hitting him in the head while he's sleeping. While he's sleeping. And then I go in there to break him up. She turns around, she drop kicks me right in the stomach.
Yes.
And so we asked her to leave, and then that's when they broke up. She never said anything about it.
Why don't you get to the point of my question?
That's the whole point. I mean, it's why should I help her out from all that?
Because she helped you. That's why. That's what I asked you, sir. I said she helped you when you needed some help buying this truck, and now she's down and out and doesn't have any money. Wouldn't you think it was the moral thing for you to do?
Yes, I do.
To give. That's all I'm asking you, and you gave me a whole story that had nothing to do with my question.
Okay.
All I'm trying to do is to teach you at your age. Don't laugh because you look stupid.
Do I?
Yeah, you do. You do. You really do.
That's cool.
All I'm trying to do is to suggest to you that, you know, you have a long life to live, and there are certain things that moral people do, and there are certain things that people who are amoral do. Amoral means not moral, in case you didn't know that. So, and I'm suggesting to you that she doesn't have a legal case against you because I don't believe this was a loan. But right now, she is in a position where she blew her inheritance. Somebody probably worked very hard to put together this $225,000 that they left to her. So it seems to me, if you're a moral person, you will say, I don't have any legal obligation to pay her back, but I do have a moral one.
Yes, ma'am.
And if not, then you'll grow up to be a bum. Your case is dismissed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I dated the defendant. He was emotionally as well as physically abusive.
Just glad it's over and tired of the phone calls and harassment from her.
He just used me for my money.
It gets annoying when every time you pick up the phone and Sarah's saying, where's my money, where's my...
He disappeared. The week I ran out of money, just completely disappeared. I was worried. I bent down to kiss him. He turned his head, so I hit him.
She's just crazy. I'm glad it's over with. And I don't want to have nothing to do with her ever again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Walker versus Smith. Step forward, please.
Office manager Charvette Walker is suing teacher Velma Smith for the cost to fix her car. Velma says the damage is Charvette's fault.
Miss Walker, you're driving in your car and you see Miss Smith, who you know, she used to be your son's school teacher?
Yes.
And she evidently was having some car trouble.
Correct.
You pulled over and you said, "What's the problem?" And she said to you, "My car is stuck." And she asked you if you could push her car so it was out of the intersection.
Correct.
Is that right so far?
No, Your Honor. No, it's not.
You didn't ask her to help you?
Yes, but not in those words.
I don't care if it's in those words. And I mean, I wasn't there. I'm giving you general. Can you help me? Could you help me get my car, push my car out of the intersection? Is that a fair statement? And according to you, you did use your car to push her car.
Yes.
And you say that your car was damaged.
Correct.
And you want her to pay for the damage to your car on the bumper and one of the lights as a result of you pushing her car.
Correct.
Tell me why she should pay for it.
Because as we pulled up, she was standing out there flagging down traffic, and I did pull over. And she said to me that she had been standing out there praying that the Lord would send someone to help her, and that he had sent me. And I asked her, "Well, what do you need me to do?" She was sitting, it's like a highway. There's nowhere to park there, and she was blocking traffic. So I did tell her I didn't want to push her with my car, but I would, you know, help her push. She said, "Oh, no, we can't push the car. Just push her with your car. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it if there's any damage. The Lord sent you, and just help me. I'm going to lose my job if I don't get, you know, back to work by such and such time." And I went ahead, being the person, you know, she was my son's school teacher previously, and I thought she was a good person. She's supposedly, as far as I knew, a minister.
I don't need the editorial comment, madam. Just tell me what happened.
I turned around in traffic, pushed the car back. As I got in, it was pushing from the side. So what I did is tried to move the car over a little more to get in front of it, because we were pushing kind of up a driveway hill. The car slid back down and kind of bumped the car bumper. I went ahead and we finished pushing it. Once we got the car up into the driveway, she did stop and take a look at the car before she got into my car. I was going to take her to work. And I said, "Is there any damage?" She goes, "No, I thought there was something there, but there's just a little dirt." So I didn't think anything else of it. You know, she was steady saying she was going to lose her job. She didn't get back. The school that she was working for at the time was up the street. I went ahead and I dropped her off at the school, took my son to school, and I went to work. At that time, I did take a look at my car once I got to work, and it did look like there was a smudge of dirt, but actually it had dug into the bumper.
Let me see the damage that you allege happened as a result of pushing her car. Now I'll hear you. She stops the car, and what does she say, and what do you say to her?
She asked me what could she do to help. I told her that a passerby had been by, that we needed to get the car up the small slope. I did not state that I was going to lose my job or anything of that sort. Never told her that if there was any damage, I would pay for it. Ms. Walker knows that I'm a responsible person.
Right.
This is...
The only question that I have, Ms. Smith, is did you say to her, "If there is any damage to your car, I'll pay for it"?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
Then, Ms. Walker, she's not responsible for your car.
She did say that, Your Honor. She was so busy ranting and raving at that time and needing help, she probably doesn't remember what she said.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I had an hour in between to get back to school.
We're not talking about that, madam. You're skirting all around it. You know, you're not teaching a class.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Office manager Charvette Walker is suing teacher Velma Smith for the cost to fix her car. Velma says the damage is Charvette's fault.
I believe you when you say that you didn't say to her, "If there's any damage to your car, I'll fix it," because you don't even anticipate there being any damage to your car, because if she anticipated there being any damage to her car, she wouldn't have stopped to push you. But don't you think it's a moral thing to do, to pay for the damage to her car?
Certainly, Your Honor, if there was a scratch there, I most certainly.
But there
would have
was.
done that. No, it was not, Your Honor. I was the last person to see the car. Mrs. Walker's son is here, my former student. This is very difficult for me, for him. If you would permit, I would like him to, if you would mind, for him to be out, because he didn't even see.
Absolutely. Take the child outside, please. Okay?
Your Honor, he could not see. I was the last person to see.
He didn't see anything.
He didn't see it. He was sitting in the back.
I didn't ask him any questions, Miss Smith.
Okay. All right, Your Honor. For a person who's standing here lying, this, if I may, Your Honor, is the same person who wrote this for me. May I?
Sure.
Ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. Gives me something to do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Thank you.
So she wrote you a lovely poem. Yes, go ahead.
She's standing here lying, saying that I kept saying I'll lose my job. First of all,
forget that.
Okay.
Forget that.
First of all, Your Honor, her story is too inconsistent. When she called me and told me about the damage, it was on a Wednesday. This happened December the 13th, which was a Friday. And she called and said, I'm sorry to have to call you. If though that she knew I had to go back to school, I did not tell her that. I had an hour in between to get back to school.
We're not talking about that, madam.
All right.
I'm saying to you, because you're skirting all around it, you know, you're not teaching a class. I said to you, I believe that you did not say to her, if there's any damage to your car, I'll fix it. I am telling you that I believe that this happened as a result of pushing your car. Don't you believe it is the moral thing to do to pay her for the damage to her car?
No, Your Honor, there were no scratches on the car. There was none. And I did put
How long were you outside waiting for somebody to push you?
20 minutes altogether.
What had happened to your car that caused the car to become disabled?
I wasn't quite sure whether it was out of gas, and that is what I stated to Ms. Walker.
So you don't know why, but your car just stopped dead in traffic?
It just stalled, yes.
Well, that's happened. That's pretty frightening. There are cars driving by you. That's pretty frightening. You're standing out there for 20 minutes. Nobody's helping you. Is that right?
Yes.
I just changed my mind.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I believe that you did tell her that if there was any damage to your car, I'll pay for it. Can I see the estimates for your car,
yes,
please?
Yes, you may. Your Honor, I have one other thing I'd like to show you, too. She did also send my dad a card for Christmas in regards to the fact that I'm sorry about your daughter's car. If she felt she did nothing, why would she send him a Christmas card stating that she was sorry?
I don't know. Let me see it. Ms. Smith, let me tell you why I changed my mind about you saying to her, if there's any damage to your car, I'll fix it, because you're out there in traffic, and you're very upset. Car's not moving. People are whizzing by you. Nobody's coming to your assistance. Ms. Walker came by. I believe that she first offered to help you push the car without the use of her car, just the two ladies trying to push it. You said, no, that won't do it because you're going uphill. So I believe that in the excitement, you might have said to her, I'll push it. If not, morally, you should take the responsibility to fix her car because it's the right thing to do. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $398.83. Thank you.
Thank you.